100, 5, 100, 5, 5, 100, 5, 100, 5, 5, 100, 5, 100, the 5, 100, podcast, the 5, 100, podcast, the 5, 100, podcast, 5, 5, 100, podcast, the 5, 100, podcast. It's the 5, 100 podcast. It's the 5, 100 podcast.
Y'all must thought it was a game or something. Look crispy ducks.
Yes, sir. Your audio off, my boy. Can barely hear you.
Okay, let me get it. How it sound now?
Yeah, you good. You good.
Okay. What's going on, good people?
Woo. Yes, sir. How y'all doing today, man? Got another episode ready to go, ready to get this thing going. So let's go and get into the intro. What's going on, y'all? It's your guy Tez the Phi.
You got CJ100.
And we are the Phi 100 podcast.
Yes,
and we
sir.
got a spicy one on tap for you today.
Yes, sir. We definitely have a spicy one. So, last Sunday, well, this following Sunday, we did, I'm sorry, not following, the last past Sunday, right? We did a live celebrating our 100th episode.
Yes, sir.
But there was a segment in that episode where Sugar Bum and I believe the Sousa came in talking about the Lapeef show that happened, what was it, the Thursday before? Yeah. So they wanted to talk about black men are simping for white women. So I had seen most of that live before the Sousa and them ever came in the chat. But I said, you know what, let me go check it out a little bit further, see if there's any validity to it. And I came across some things that kind of gave me a different perspective, but it didn't change my mind much. I thought that the line of saying that black men were simping for white women on that panel, it was cap. Because you see, I saw Logic challenge Pearly just as much as they challenged, not just as much, but they challenged her too.
Right. Yeah, so, bro, I'm the same. I was about to say, like, bro, I went and watched it too. And the thing is, I think the more and more you really watch it, the more and more you really start to see what it really is. And today, we gonna address what it really is. Like, we understand what's going on here. So, I think at the end of the day, bro, it was good points made from Pearly. I mean, it ain't too many ways around it, bro. She make a lot of good points. And look, we gonna address it, man. We gotta talk about it today.
Yeah, like, I mean, if we just gonna be real, like when Pearly came into space, men was rocking with her.
Yeah. Before
she ever, you know what I'm saying, was on a panel on Lapeef. Like, some of her talking points, whether they're real or not, I guess we'll see over time if she really believes it. But, you know, on its face value, I mean, that's kind of mostly what men agree with, men deal with, men go through. So, I mean, it didn't surprise me when she got on the panel, most of the men agree with her. Like, who is that a shocker to?
Right.
You know what I mean? Where is the simping in that? I don't know. And you know, we've been on Lapeef before, had conversations with them. Our messages don't always align, so we're not, you know, we don't have a dog in the fight. I mean, it's just we're just looking at what went on. You're a little choppy too, bro. Your signal a little choppy, but you look good now.
Okay. What's going on with that?
Man, you know, we having this conversation. They're trying to stop us. That's all. Let's see. So let's get to the first clip we got. So in this first clip, they're talking about women having a rotation or dating multiple men at one time. Let's see what the ladies think about this one.
Okay.
God damn.
What are your thoughts about it? Women should date multiple men at a time to explore their options.
Hell yeah. You got to. You got to talk to more than one person, because if you don't, okay, especially, well, I guess it depends what age too. So if you're like younger, of course we're going to talk to multiple people. Like, you just have to. Like, we're in an age where people like serial date, okay? We are. Like,
now you saw the snapping and smiling and hand clapping, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just wanted to be clear. And it was B. Taylor, Siobhan, I think it was Curves. I don't know. The Curves do something? I wouldn't even see.
I ain't see.
Let's see. Let's just try to see. Hold on.
You just have to. Like, we're in an age where people like serial date, okay? We are. Like, have some fun. Maybe you can have somebody that you're, laying down with, and another one to like take you out, and then another one to do this and have fun, like different, like.
What's this look about?
What is that?
Is that embarrassing, or is she wrong, or do you agree but don't? What is that?
Hey, we need to figure what we got going on here.
Even our friends, we have friends that are like that. You can only go to the club with this person, or this and that. Like, it's the same thing.
Okay, Coach K, what are your thoughts?
I don't think, what are the definitions? You know what I mean? I think if you're talking and then you find interest in someone that you want to court or date or whatever, I think you should do it one at a time, because our brains aren't supposed to multitask.
Black man, what up?
You're giving a little bit of attention to all these different guys, and then in essence, they're not getting your full attention, and then it's not going to work. You're kind of like setting yourself up for failure, I think. I think you should do it one at a time, get clear, get focused. And then if it doesn't work, then right out the gate, versus prolonging it when you would have known this from the start if you had focused on him and him only.
Sir,
So that's what I got.
All right, B. Taylor, what are your thoughts?
Before we get to B. Taylor, what do you think about what Coach K said? Which we actually know Coach K, by the way.
Right. I think it make a lot of sense. I think it make way more sense than what the real Chiffon said. But I think one of the things that a lot of women don't understand is men view this differently than the way that women view this.
Right.
If I see a woman that's out, every time I see her, she with a different guy, the first thing I'm thinking about, oh, she a hoe. First thing that pop in my mind is that
whether
it
it's
ain't
true or not.
Facts. It's not even, it don't matter if it's a legitimacy to it or not. That's the first thing that pop in my mind. Whereas if a man do that, the first thing you think of, man, how he getting all these women? And then you want to be one of them women because he got something going on that a lot of women want to be with him. So having that frame of mind alone shows a lot when it comes to this conversation, bro.
So I was going to bring, I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to bring that up too. Because when you see women dating like this, moving like this, what you always notice is it's a tit for tat thing.
Yeah.
Like men date 75 women at a time. Why can't I date 75 men at a time? And it's like, you do understand that it's a difference in how the two move and what's acceptable. And it's not just societal.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I was chopping it up with my homegirl Visha. Shout out to Visha. She was telling me, I need to stop smashing these chicks, which I don't be smashing like that, but she was like, because you don't get a chance to get to know them. And I told her, I said, well, the truth is they don't have a standard for me. They don't have a standard for their box. Like, so I'm not going to protect her womb for her. And I also brought up, they're playing a losing game doing that.
Yep.
Like your box being out there for anybody all willy-nilly, or not even all willy-nilly, but to several guys, and they'll say, B. Simone, damn, I stay messing her name up. B. Taylor said that she doesn't have sex with multiple guys. But let's just say that's true. I don't believe you. You know what I'm saying? And that's all that matters.
Facts.
That's really what matters. Like, what is the person you trying to be with believes or date believes? Because if they believe anything different than what you're showing, it's over. So you just lost a potential mate. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's different rules, bro. Y'all actually like the guy that got something going. You was on a show that said a woman said that.
Facts. Her whole point was we like a guy that has a lot of women. We like a guy that got a lot of power and all this other stuff. Well, you know what? Men don't. like, bro, I don't give a damn how many houses you got, how many cars you got. That means nothing to me because you still gonna look for me to provide and protect. So I just this to me, bro, these conversations they always go off the rails for your boy.
Facts. Because one side, which is usually the woman's side, just wants to compete with men, and it's like you can't. You just can't. I'm sorry, but let's get back to it.
Women should date multiple men.
boy CJ done came off of this joint. Wait for him to get back on. My boy, you good?
My bad. I don't know what the fuck just happened.
That joint kicked everything out.
I don't know what the fuck I just fucked it up. Hold on, let me go back. My bad, y'all.
You know, and that's the one that you give the most to somebody else.
And when you would have known this to start with normal. So that's what I got.
All right, B. Taylor, what are your thoughts? Women should date multiple men at a time to explore their options.
So I've been in both situations. When I started dating, I would date one at a time, and I realized that didn't work for me personally because I get attached and I wear my heart on my sleeve. So I would get very upset if the guy didn't take me serious, or I found out he was talking to somebody else and I wasn't. I would feel some type of way. So to protect myself, to tell other women that are like me, I say it's okay to date other men. Now you're gonna have a roster. I think it's.
So I got a question to you.
Oh,
how does dating multiple men protect you?
it don't, bro.
Like, protect your ego?
Cause you damn sure ain't protecting your box. Like you said, even if you not having sex with these guys, most men when they see that, they gonna think that you do. And then, you know, women are all into this energy shit. If you got multiple energies around you all the time, how are you protecting yourself? Because now the negative energy or whatever energy y'all get from different guys, it's around you. So even if you talking about protection from energy, it's a lie. You're not protecting yourself from hurt by dealing with multiple guys. Because at the end of the day, me as a guy that just want to date you could hurt you. I could not show up for a date. I could not call you back when you want me to call you back, and you still gonna be hurt. So where the protection come in there with multiple guys? Come on, y'all.
It's like it's obvious what you're doing.
Facts.
To a guy that let me not say it's obvious because some guys don't know. But to people like me and Tez, I'll just leave it to two people. It's maybe we're the only two in the world that sees it, right? It's obvious that you're just trying to win at something. Like, that's what it is, because if you're trying to protect yourself, if you're truly trying to protect yourself, you would talk to one man. And just like Coach K said, if he's not meeting what you're looking for, you can just walk away. What it sounds like to me is you don't ever want to be alone at any point in time. You want to always have an option, which is not always a good thing. It doesn't make sense what she's saying at all to me, bro. I'm lost on that one, bro.
Likewise.
Let's let her keep going, though.
Safe to have a roster. You always gonna have your favorite, you know, and that's the one that you give the most attention to and take serious, while the other ones, you kind of got them on standby, kind of texting them from time to time, especially when you're like by yourself and he tripping a little bit or something. You text me out of the roster of men, you know, to kind of keep you distracted. And you know, let the best man win, because when your favorite team player is not playing right, you kick him to the curb and upgrade somebody else.
Wow.
I like you, girl.
Let me run that back just a little
Let
bit.
the best
Okay.
when you're like by yourself and he tripping a little bit, take serious, while the other men. Now you're gonna have a roster. I think it's safe to have a roster. You always gonna have your favorite, you know, and that's the one that you give the most attention to and take serious, while the other ones, you kind of got them on standby, kind of.
So, and she just exposed what I said. If you have the guy you take serious, you're taking him serious. Why do you have another woman? Why do you have other men in the waiting? Why? If you have a guy you take serious, because y'all say, you know what I'm saying, you got to take your time and get to know him and all this good stuff. So apparently, I'm thinking you've already done that.
Right.
So you said he's the one you take serious. You vetted him. That's what that means to me, because you're taking him serious. So if you're taking this one guy serious, why do you have a roster and you got the man you looking for the most part?
Hey, CJ, I wanted to mention a point too. You notice with B. Taylor, bro, the more and more she talk, the more and more she smile or laugh.
What does that mean, Tess?
It's all cap. Oh, where is it, CJ? Where is it? Oh, let me see.
Hell no.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap.
Facts, bro. Facts. And this the thing too, bro. I think a lot of them be knowing it, bro. It's just they don't want to admit when they wrong. It's like I'd rather laugh this BS off instead of just going with what I know to be true, bro. That's what was funny to me. I was like, oh, she tripping on her own thoughts. Okay.
And shout out to B Rose and Red Lipstick Vibes in the building. Shout y'all out
Facts.
through. Appreciate you. And B Rose, you keep keeping your word. I'm rocking with you, man. I'm rocking.
Facts.
All right, let's get back to this minstrel show.
Texting them from time to time, especially when you're like by yourself and he tripping a little bit or something. You texting your other roster of men, you know, to kind of keep you distracted. And you know, let the best man win, because when your favorite team player is not playing right, you kick him to the curb and upgrade somebody else.
What? I like you, girl. I like you. You
But
Hold on.
if men look for
So they're celebrating this mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Now, race gets brought up later, but I want to identify something.
Here we go.
There are two women on this panel. There's three for sure, but we'll just say two because they're the ones that were the most active, that are not in celebration of this. They have the exact opposite opinion, which men actually favor, whether they're being a pick me or not. They're saying what men want to hear. And maybe they believe it, maybe they don't. I think Coach K does, because we've had conversations with her on Black Man Show plenty of times. So she's consistent in what she believes, and she's married. So I find that funny, bro. I just, godly. Just a little bit more, and I'm gonna get to the next clip.
But if men look for loyalty, why would he take you serious if you have a whole roster of
If he's looking for loyalty,
people?
then he would commit to me. But I'm not
Not
committing to anybody
Well, it's
that
kind
I'm
of like
dating.
you have to show him what he's
What'd
gonna
he do?
get.
But what's
So it's like if he's getting
though?
this already, if he's already getting that like disloyalty before he's even in a relationship.
Disloyalty?
with
I don't
you.
owe no loyalty to no man I'm dating.
You're right. You don't owe it. It's not
Right.
like,
And he don't owe me loyalty.
He's
You talking about the man you take seriously?
Right. That guy, huh?
Oh, okay.
he's not entitled to it, but I think he's more likely to give it to you if you're
No,
if you're
I'm
loyal
telling
to
you,
it.
I've been in both situations, and that sounds nice. I wish that was the case, but I've been in both situations, and I got played every time, and it hurt my feelings dearly.
Can you not get played if you're dealing with multiple men?
Come on, like, bro, bro, it don't make sense. The hurt gon' look. See this, like I said, bro. That's why it's like when we had these conversations, bro. Me and CJ do a whole lot of laughing about this shit behind the scenes because it just don't make no sense. So you mean to tell me the hurt can't come from either way, huh? It just happened one way. But you just said when you gave a guy your heart, you got your heart broke. Mm-hmm. Then when you was a player, you got your heart broke. Which is it? Maybe you had to realize, hey, this might be something I'm doing wrong. Maybe my line of thinking is off. Come on, bro.
It's not even like I'm not saying you can't date multiple men. Like, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? It's really I won't say it makes you a 304, but it's definitely 304 behavior. Like it's a 304 quack like a duck, nigga. Like it's giving 304. You feel me? But yeah, fine. I don't have an issue. What's up, Ruled by Venus?
Yes, sir.
I don't have an issue with a woman dating, talking to several men. But it's like, how are you gonna select the right one? What's your qualifiers? What like you didn't even break down what made the guy you take serious Why'd you take them serious? Why?
Facts.
You're basically what you're talking about. You said roster. We keep hearing these female rappers nowadays, and they're usually one race. There are the other races do it. I've seen it, but they're usually one race. And they literally talking about, you know, telling the dude to eat her butt, and she's smoking blunts around with a chopper. You see more and more females trying to be like men. And I get it, because you think that, well, if they gonna do this and you've been hurt by a guy that's done this, maybe if I do it, you know, I can get a more favorable result. And you don't.
Never.
It's the same shit. At some point, you got to look at yourself. And I tell men and Ted tell me the same shit. Like, you got to eventually look at yourself, because you attract everything. But what you accept, that's what you wanted.
Yes, sir.
So why are you taking a man serious and still having 5 other men? Because you playing. Let's just call it. I respect the game. Just call it what it is.
That's it. That's it. If you a player, be a player. But you gotta understand, a woman being a player in a man's mind, that makes her look like a hoe. It ain't no way around it.
And you can't win that game. You can't win. You cannot win that game. I don't care how fine you are. At the end of the day, you still have this need to be with that nigga.
Facts.
That's a fact. Men want women to be our one and only woman. True enough. But men are more built to deal with multiple women and be by ourselves. Facts. Because when most of us get in marriage, what we say, well, I'm turning it in, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm hanging up my jersey. Like, that's how we think about it. They think about it like, I got a man. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I can't stand when people don't be real about these conversations. You can do what you want. And honestly, I date a woman that's talking to multiple men. Will I take you seriously? Probably not. Because I'm going to know you're talking to multiple men. You don't have to tell me. I know I know how you move and what you're doing. I know what's going on. We're not as stupid as they think we are. Go ahead, Tim.
I was just gonna say, like, I think every man that been in a situation where you was dealing with a female and you knew she was talking to other guys. Most men don't give a damn, especially depending on what they after. Right. Now, let's make this clear. If he's just trying to smash, bro, you ain't got to worry about that at all.
You don't care.
Me as a man, if I'm trying to take you seriously, that is gonna raise red flags. Like, damn, bro, she texts a whole lot. And every time I ask her, it's a home girl, I don't see her on Instagram with no female. Something ain't right here. So it's like, I tell women all the time that I talk to when they ask me for advice, look at the red flag. Now, as men, we already see this, bro. We understand what it is. That's just what it is.
We accept it. See, men have this, and this is men that, I'm not talking about incels. I'm talking about men that get boxed, all that. We have an understanding of what the game is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
What woman, sir? This here is a hoe.
Next clip.
What makes y'all think that y'all that relevant in our minds?
So you mixed two things. You said that a woman who has trauma, unhealed trauma, so she's walking around already broken. At that point, it doesn't matter if she's dating multiple men. That man has to have the discernment to say, this woman is not a woman that needs to be in a relationship. So that's two things. Have the discernment to say who has trauma, unhealed trauma, so she's walking around already broken. At that point, it doesn't matter if she's dating multiple men. That man has to have the discernment to say, this woman is not a woman that needs to be in a relationship. So that's two things in one that you're kind of like putting up in one.
Can we pause right there? This somebody noticed a lot when we had these conversations. Why is it always a man's job, who y'all don't respect as leaders, to have discernment for your grown ass to know what your problems are? You should know that better than me. So if you know you ain't equipped to date, why you out here creating a roster? Why you out here getting close to a guy if you know you so emotionally damaged that he can't even say nothing to you without you thinking he about to hit you?
But that's the thing. They don't know that they're emotionally damaged. That'd be the whole thing. So, you know, we operate on man time over here. So we're not trying to play tit for tat. But if you're looking at what she just said, So you're saying man should have discernment. So we should say that woman is troubled or that woman's a hoe and we need to move on. When we do that, what happens?
Ain't no good men out here. It's piss in the dating pool. Black men going their own way. It's all of them. It's like, wait. If I'm doing what y'all tell me to do, you gonna say, I just want me a white woman. I just want me a Hispanic woman. It's like, no, I'm following what you told me to do. I know you broken.
Which is why my main message is stop listening to women. I'm sorry that whatever woman is here, if that hurts your feelings, I'm sorry, but not sorry. Because at the end of the day, y'all will do this same shit she's doing. Well, you shouldn't have been with her no way because she got X, Y, and Z going on. And then when you're her, you're supposed to help me get through this. So I tell men all the time, bro, listen to 49% of what women say.
Damn, you done dropped it from 50?
It was 50. I gotta go 49. That's half. Like listen to 49 of what women say, because when we be real, bro, they cannot help you lead. That's why she laughing and crying at the same time, because she know it's true. They cannot help you lead, bro. They cannot tell you how to be the man that they want, because that changes. The way they feel about something, the things that they go through is forever changing. You as a man got to understand that, and you can't look to her for that understanding. You got to know that for yourself, bro. Because women are complex creatures, and it's never going to change. They're supposed to be the right helpmate. They're going to be complicated, but your job as a man is to settle the storm. Every woman has a storm. I don't care what these niggas tell you. You're going to go through some shit with a woman. But the difference is, does she understand her position? Forget the role. Let's just leave role out of it. Does she understand her position in your life? If she don't, she got to go.
Yep.
It's that simple. Stop listening to them, bro. I'm telling you, stop listening to them, because their emotion changes. And when they get emotional, man, that logic is gone. It's not that men don't get emotional. Women get in them bitches. Women get in them emotions. They get in them feelings to where you could say everything that she like, but for 0.5 seconds, you got the wrong tone, and now that whole conversation was the wrong tone.
Whole conversation gone.
What brother can disagree with that? I ain't worried about what women think. You hear what I said, right? What do brothers think about what I just said? Y'all let me know in the chat. We'll keep going. You got anything else here?
Nah.
I understand is that most of the time you don't know that you broken. You think that you just broke and that you weighing your options, but you don't know that you broken, A, and B, just because he fucking you don't mean that he necessarily looking to marry you.
But that's assuming that women are out here having sex. And I'm not saying that it's not women out here that's not doing that. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm saying that it is smart to keep your legs closed. And
if you work for yourself, you really need to get Honeybook.
Shit.
What's Honeybook?
It's the all-in-one.
AIDS dating world in 2022.
Gotta pay that bill, man. I gotta pay that bill.
They may not be like you. They may not be like you. So therefore,
keep playing with me, Ruby.
These men in 2022, you need to expand your options, or you're going to be walking around heartbroken, not the men.
If you are trying to talk to a dude that is winning, go ahead, Pearl.
It's not the men in 2022. It's the men you pick. 1 out of 3 men are either virgins or
I don't pick them. They come to me, and there's attraction.
You are hey, let me finish. Let me finish. You gotta let me finish.
You jumped in between a conversation.
That is true. She did jump in there, John.
1 in 3 men are either virgins or they haven't had sex in the past year. So there's a plethora of men.
See, though I understand what she's saying, I just don't talk about that shit, bro. Like,
right?
Because I think the stat just came out, and it's it's a variable to it, but I think it's 30% of men don't have sex.
30% under a certain age or something.
70% of these we knocking shit down there. Okay, so I don't go from that perspective. Now, if you talking about a guy that's getting a plethora of cheeks, that number is really small. Because a lot of guys do be lying about who they knocking down. I know them personally, goddamn it. A lot of dudes do be lying about who they knocking down. But even with what Pearl is saying, she doesn't have to use that to make a point. She didn't have to use that. So this is where I disagree with just Pearl.
That will be faithful to you and won't play these games. They're just not the men you want.
Women aren't going to be attracted to that in mass ever.
No, I understand that, but it's like you are what you attract.
Yes, she did.
Like, so you can't generalize all of men.
You not are what you attract. You are what you put up with. Thank you. If you're beautiful, you'll attract all types of men.
I saw Rise in your taste. Go ahead.
What We Know podcast said it best. Can you put that back up there, bro? Didn't she just say that she didn't pick them? They came to her, no accountability at all. Facts. She just said that. You can't decide. You can't control who come to you. That's true. But you can decide who you let in them cheeks, who you let in your house,
Facts.
who you let in your phone. You can decide that. So now, like, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, these conversations really be cracking me up, bro. Cause it's like, okay, you right, bro. Tyrone up the street. You right. Tyrone ain't got nothing going on. And because you beautiful, he gonna speak to you. But you ain't gotta give Tyrone your number or come in your house. But when you do those things, now it was Tyrone's fault. Tyrone been Tyrone. He ain't changed.
You know what I think people miss about accountability, bro? Here's what people miss because they think because the person done them wrong that they're not accountable. And then they think that the person that did them wrong they're not wrong for anything either. Like they think, well, I said they're wrong. So look, they think that the man that they let in their life should be accountable for them. No, that man should be accountable for himself and what he did.
Sir.
You're accountable for letting him in your life. Whether it was he could have gypped you. I'm not saying he didn't finesse you. I'm saying if you're really an accountable person, you have to do that. There's no other way around. I had to do it in my last marriage, and I feel like I got done completely wrong. And I still had to look. I can't even truly hold her accountable. So what I can do is look in the mirror and look at what I missed and what I put up with. She has to do the same thing, but she's only looking at it from the standpoint that she running some shit. Right. It's like, okay, if you running some shit, be accountable.
That's it.
That's it. So that's all I had on that. You got something else, bro?
Nope. Back to the clip.
But why would you? But wait. But
character is like a magnet.
I just got one question. Why would you want to attract all types of men when you only got to get it right once?
I didn't say you have to. I said that if you're beautiful, you're going to attract all types of men.
No.
It's
But guys
put up with.
Why do you think that why do you think that they would attract themselves to you if you're beautiful? My point is the person that you marry has to be the substance has to be much greater than skin deep. What we're looking to marry, which is why I say you got to get it right once, is not based off of whatever it is that you think that you're putting on your face. It don't have nothing to do with beauty per se alone. That's not the primary reason why we decide to marry you. Your beauty is not going to be the determining factor for whether or not.
Motion Array is the quickest way to make your content look.
Lil Peep getting that money, boy.
Oh, tell they gotta add every 2 seconds.
Right. Hey, Anton, I got Phil Jackson on the phone right now. Hey, Phil, how many people you had in your rotation to run the?
I'm done with this nigga, man. Let me pull up the other clip. But what you think, bro? What you think?
I mean, bro, it's pretty much what we say, man. And I think Anton made a great point. You only need one win. And I think that's one of the things that, look, me personally have been through the same thing. And once again, it's a difference when it comes to men and women. But once I found the woman that I knew I wanted to be with, that's where my time and my energy went. That's where that effort went. So instead of me keeping all these people around and constantly trying to figure it out, no, I got it figured out. I know exactly what I want to do. So now I need to figure out, what does Tez have to do to get himself together for this woman? Mm-hmm. And I would ask my woman, But what are you doing to get yourself ready for marriage? That's how this shit's supposed to work.
Man, for sure, black man, I'll definitely try my best to be there. Most likely I will be, but it just depends on what I got going. But I think I'll be there, bro.
Tuesday. Okay.
Good. I'll put it on the calendar, my brother.
Man, what?
You know we got you, bro. Okay, so now we're gonna get into how the show started, which logic was being logic, right?
Right.
But I didn't per se have a problem with it, but I am a kind of, I did have a problem with it, I'm gonna be honest, because I'm the kind of guy that when we have conversations in the back chats before the show, what we talk about, is what we talk about in the back chat, unless you come up contradicting, like literally going against what you said in the back chat. I gotta hold you accountable for that. But what he did, it wasn't the best move in my opinion.
Yeah, we ain't worried about that.
I know y'all not.
Hold on.
Got balance, and we gonna.
Justin Pearly.
What up, Pearl?
Make sure you guys check her out. Mr. Logic, Siobhan, Anton, Coach K, B. Taylor, Bruiser, Carmen, and Curves for Life. Me, myself, I'm La Peep JR. Welcome to La Peep. Let's talk. How y'all doing, family? How y'all doing?
I'm doing good. Can I address the terrorists in the room, though, before we start, JR?
Terrorists? You see some terrorists?
Right underneath me. He was we was in the green room. She all started up the terrorists.
You love that I'm underneath you, so. Oh, okay. Well, that's better. That's better.
I had to put on my hater blockers on because I said you was hating in the green room.
I wasn't hating. I was calling it out for what it was.
Or address the hate in the room then.
Let's let Lil Peep start the show.
No, well, you gotta get the hater out before we can start because we want to have a genuine conversation. So
I just feel like it's
I
not
agree.
balanced.
I
and
agree.
We're gonna
Like,
see it
me
for what
too.
it is. Look at the panel. We ain't got no other man of any race on this panel.
You got Bruiser, or is that his light?
All right. Here is where race was brought in.
Yes, sir.
Now, I will say, Logic ushered this shit in. But obviously, this is what was said, or some type of communication that having these white women on the panel was a problem for her. And she said there is no balance on the panel. Now, she's been on cruise seasons several times where black women have outnumbered not Asian, but whatever that one, I forgot the woman name, but she come on there all the time and she's not African American. Okay.
Right.
And they had conversations that revolved around relationship. Now, I can't get that woman name right for nothing. B. Taylor basically brings up, I don't know if she did yet, but she will, that if we're going to be talking about the black community, I'll be honest, when they have conversations about the black community, they're going to hone around that. I've never seen them bring a different race of people on, maybe a mirror when they're talking about the black community specifically. But right now, this is a relationship conversation.
Facts.
And she's bringing up white men because she see what, and she already knows white women gonna have a difference of opinion. I think at this moment, she already showing you that she's not prepared for this one.
Mm-hmm.
That's my personal opinion. What you think, bro?
Bro, I'm with you 100%. And I think the more and more, especially when we get into, especially when y'all see more of this clip, you will understand why we called it what we called.
Yep, let's go ahead.
And you know I'm half European and half Cherokee Indian. But why gotta always be a race thing with terrorists?
If we're gonna be talking about certain topics about our community, and then black men love to compare us to other races of women from beauty standards and all, then let's have another man from a different race up here so we can have balance, so they can tell y'all about yourself.
We ain't worried about that.
I know.
So you already feel like these women up here to tell you about yourself. How you know it's just not a conversation?
Facts. And see, CJ, this what we talk about, bro. This what we talk about. The title is, are black women intimidated by white women? Like CJ just said, the first thing that came out of her mouth was so they can tell us about ourselves.
Right.
How you know Pearlie was coming to do this?
Exactly.
Like, how did you know that? You assume that because it's already in you. I can't change what's in you, baby. I can only tell you what I think, and that's what these panelists are here for. But she already got a preconceived notion that, hey, the P brought the white women up here to tell us what we ain't doing right.
And let's just say that's true. How is that different from Oprah? How is that different from Steve Harvey?
Come on now.
How is that different from Ricky Lake? Like, and here's one of my issues, right? When black men want to control the narrative from our perspective, you can say I'm not coming. I won't be a part of it. And I'm gonna address what Venus said because I understand exactly what she means. She knows the intentions of the men who brought them there based off past comments. The key words, past comments. Mm-hmm. If you know that's what they own, don't pull up, sis. Or if you're gonna pull up, represent yourself well.
Facts.
You failed at both. That's just the reality of the situation. I don't say that with any ill will towards B. Taylor. I don't know her. Matter of fact, she just followed us on Instagram, so shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? There's no issue. But we cover men the same way when we think there's some cap going on. You know what I'm saying? That's just what we're gonna do.
We call that the capitry. Like that's just what it is. And that's why I said, even with this conversation, the conversation ain't to say white women better than black women or black women better than white. The conversation is because we need to get an understanding, because just Pearlie is only saying the thing that men agree with. So how did we get into race?
Because of the past comments and your preconceived notion. That's the thing. You brought that into it, and that's maybe why Logic mentioned it, even though I just wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't even.
But it makes sense. It's just there's a certain type of etiquette I believe you got to have when you have these shows. But that's the 5100 podcast perspective. You know, you ain't got to have that, but that's how we rocking over here. Scam likely said, black and white are convenient victim cards that can be played when someone doesn't get what they want or when they can't meet a standard.
Let me see if I can get my clap going.
Yes, sir.
That's exactly what it is. And that's why, even over here, bro, we don't use race as this thing that just hold us down and stop us from being accountable. Honestly, I hold my own race more accountable than I hold somebody else, because I see y'all every day.
Like what I said earlier, I can look at my wife and say, my ex-wife, and be like, you did wrong to me. It wasn't right. But the person I gotta look at the most, no matter what you think, man, is you. And it's not saying that you're a horrible person because you didn't see something or you made a mistake. It's just you gotta do that. You have to, because you can't move forward waiting on another motherfucker to be accountable.
Come on now.
It don't work that way. It's never worked that way. And I understand why we think it works that way, but I'm here to tell you, it doesn't.
No, sir.
Y'all not.
What's up to my ladies on the panel? Y'all looking phenomenal. I'm gonna just say that. Y'all looking absolutely stunning.
Well, besides B. Taylor and her AK-47, what you got, a suicide vest on too?
Yep, I'm ready.
Logic he ain't shit, bro.
Yeah.
Logic ain't shit. But he's an agitator. That's what he does.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to get, but it serves a purpose. That's why I say, like, I don't agree with it. That's not something I would do, but those type of things people like that get shit done. That's what I've noticed in my life. And sometimes they derail shit. So it's a pro and a con, but it gets conversations going. So let's get to the aftermath. You know what I'm saying? B. Taylor did a show and it was too damn long for me to go pulling everything from it, but she put basically her issues in shorts. So I want to kind of address the shorts after y'all have seen what's happened on the live. So let me pull up the first short. right. Just a second. All right.
Motherfucker trying.
And I think every woman on this panel, I keep shaking your head. Y'all all understand that we have to prepare it on shoes. You know, I've seen it in the comments. So seeing those things, that's gonna alert something in my brain to say, what is the angle here? Hopefully it's not like that. I hope it's I hope that it's a balanced conversation, because if I say something the men doesn't agree with and the other women from different communities say something that they do agree with, that's going to get twisted on why we don't date y'all. You know, we see that all the time. There's a whole movement going on about the passport bros. So if we want to be real about it and everybody wants to play lost, okay, they want to act like they don't see this. This is not a thing. This is the passport bros don't exist, or men saying I give up on black women because of this, or I don't date black women because of this. How many times have we heard this? I don't date black women because y'all are that. And I think
bro, okay, cool.
You said pause. Go ahead. I'm gonna bring up another one.
She said when black women say stuff that black men disagree with. Most men don't give a damn if you say it. We give a damn if you believe it and act on it.
That's number one.
Because your actions is what I gotta deal with. Your mouth is one thing. You can be a small mouth female, and when you come in my house, all that change. So as a man, I look at your actions. You saying something, I don't give a damn, honestly. Who are you? Is that what you believe?
In a conversation, you know what I'm saying? In a conversation on the panel, yeah, we're gonna go by what you're saying at this moment. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully in real, but I'm not dating you. So I only care for this conversation. And hopefully you living like that. What we've seen in our lives as black men is that a lot of them don't want to be the way that they talk. Even the ones that talk the way we want them to talk on these panels. Some people have been exposed for I wouldn't do that, but some people have been exposed for having completely different ideologies in real life. So I get where she's coming from. Let me.
bro.
Wait, my bad. I sure cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, bro. I was saying that because that's really if your context on this show was fabricated and you just need to say that to be a contrarian, that's cool. I get that. But if this is what you really believe, that's what you believe. And bro, I want to pull up this comment before we leave because the chat going today.
Okay.
Ruled by Venus. In her defense, they've done this before with Amira. They absolutely weaponize other races of women all the time. She had a reason to be paranoid. And look, Venus, I want to be completely fair. I understand where you're coming from. Like, I completely get what you mean. But I think weaponize.
And we're not the biggest supporters of LaPeep. I want to be clear. Like, it's 50-50 with us because some of the shit that they be doing is just strictly for drama. So we're not disagreeing with everything B. Taylor said and agreeing with everything LaPeep said. Go ahead, bro.
Facts. The point I wanted to make is, man, well, hold on. Made me forget my point.
I didn't log. I'm damn, my bad.
No. Here we go. I don't see Amira as being weaponized. I know why they use Amira like they did for their point. It shows the different mentalities between races of women. That's why they use Amira to do that. It's not to say, hey, this lady right here is way better than them. That's what I see as weaponization. What I see this is even with Pearlie. What Pearlie says, black men wish that the women that we see all the time say this. And if Pearlie is just saying it, I condemn her because you spilling a false narrative. If you playing a role, that's cool. You playing a role. But like I said earlier, what do you believe? We want our women to believe what Pearlie said because now we can create nuclear family agreement. We can have a conversation without me being a bitch ass nigga. Like, we can have a conversation without me cussing you out. That's what we look for. So that's what I'm saying, Ruled by Venus. I understand what you're saying because I have felt that way sometime, but the more and more I look at it, I don't think it's that.
Lady Navarre, You're not supposed to what before I respond to this? Because my response is gonna still be the same. But I'm just wondering what you're talking about. But I'll give you my response. We don't care what no other man say. If we agree, we agree. If we don't, we don't. We have our own way of looking at things. We stand on what we believe in. I don't just agree with men because they're men. I don't care how popular you are. It doesn't matter to me.
Hey, if the message don't stick with the 5100 message, you just a guy on YouTube. All right, where we at? So, look, I say, oh, here we go. The next clip, my bad.
Go ahead, bro.
No, you got it.
Go ahead, Tez. Let me get it.
Okay, so what I was gonna say was, the more and more that we gonna look at these clips, the more and more I feel, me personally, I feel like, why did you feel like you had to defend yourself from these? Like, why did you feel like it was an attack? And that's what I'm saying, like, what we know. But my point was, bro, I just look at it like this. I think the thing that B. Taylor did with the shorts is, I think it's a defense mechanism. And it's cool. I mean, I understand it, especially when you feel like everybody was attacking you and you want to come out and defend yourself. But
yeah,
I think
she caught a lot of backlash.
Oh,
sure.
Definitely. Yeah. But I think what it is, do you believe what you were saying? Do you believe that this lady was on here just to make y'all look bad? Do you? I find a hard time of believing that, bro.
Because it's like, because she gonna get into it in one of her other shorts.
Yeah.
She had seen her content beforehand. So did you come there? Were you scared to be there? Were you apprehensive about being there? Or were you coming there to address her? Those were the questions I was asking.
Yes, sir.
Because I noticed, I mean, early on, even like I said, Logic definitely played a lot in this whole little dust up. He definitely, speaking of dust up, he definitely played a part in that. But even as the conversation went on further, she still was going directly to Pearly, not even Coach K.
Facts.
Like she went directly at Pearly. So it's like, I don't think it's even just so much about race overall. I think it's the fact that she says what she says. She does have a lot of black women on her show. So maybe B. Taylor felt the way about that. I'm not going to assume that's what it is because I don't know her, but that's the way it looks to me. I'm not buying the unsafe narrative. I'm not buying that because, come on, man. Like, y'all ready to call them Karen in a minute. So it ain't like we scared of them. I don't even think black women are intimidated by white women. I think they just don't like them. That's my personal opinion. I just think that they don't like them. And I think that's definitely a part of our history. We got to stop lying like it's not. But we eventually got to just look at stuff for what it is. And eventually we're going to have to stop looking at race so much. Eventually we got to get to that point. Yes, we know we black. Yes, we know we've had our own issues that nobody else has had in this country. I know that. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be on a panel with a white woman, your attack don't need to be a white woman.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? But either way, whatever. But let's get into this one.
Her content is legit. I do like some of the things that she says, but you are absolutely right. She does push this narrative. It's kind of like the loud minority, as if they're the majority, and that is not at all true. I don't think that most girls are city girls. When I go outside, I don't see women being ratchet, twerking down the street. I don't see that on my normal everyday. You know, obviously in the media, sure, but am I every day?
The media, the black women have a strong hand in media today. The Shade Room, is that Caucasian?
Okay. Bro, hold on. Before you click it, I'm glad you stopped it there because I wanted to mention that point too. When I watched that short, bro, she made a good point. But I'm gonna tell you what we see around 7th and Normandy is we'll see women that's hanging out back of the trucks twerking. When we go to the clubs, well, I don't go to no club, but when we go out, we see this. So this my thing. And that's why I say she finna use the black community as a shield. But what happens when I do see what you say? Then what? See, that's what I'm saying. We like, bro, this is what I'm talking about. This one we gotta talk about honesty, bro. And a lot of the time we don't talk in an honest perspective when it's different races around us. That's why I like when West come on. Because I like knowing that I can talk to West like I can talk to black
West is a white man that comes on our show.
Exactly. I like that because it puts me in a mindset where I gotta be like, okay, I can't change. Ted defy. If West gonna get our message, he gets it not because he's black, not because he's white, because as a man he can relate to it.
And you know, I'll say that even let's just say it's not the majority, which it's hard to say because you just don't know enough people. Like but let's just say it's 49% of black women that act like this and 51 don't. She said it. That's a loud that's a loud number, bro. And our culture, whether we agree with it or not, which is why we always, you know, harp on our image and watching what we say and do.
Yes, sir.
Because that's how we're viewed. It's not just white people that view us like that. I view us like that.
Facts.
Like it's because it's what I'm seeing in my life, and I'm seeing it on social media. Bro, I was just at Crow today. Sis was out there bumping the F&F John, twerking outside at the grocery store. Now I'm in Memphis, so fair point. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we see it too.
Yes.
So we just gotta be honest. You know what I'm saying? And we can say the same for black men. Our image is in the toilet as well.
Right.
We are. We're not a bunch of high value men. We got a lot going on. Go ahead.
My bad. I was just about to say when I hop out the car in Orange Man, my head on a swivel.
You hear me, nigga? And when I'm in the in between zones where it's, you know, it's a decent neighborhood, I'm still like, man, look, man, what Chris Rock said. I'm not looking for the media. I'm looking for niggas.
Facts.
Ain't no way around racist. It's just, bro, I know how y'all moving out here.
Facts.
Do you lock your doors at night because you trust the black community? No. You lock your doors because any race of people can come in that motherfucker and take something. We just around niggas.
That's it.
It's just the reality of things. So let's get back. You good?
Hey, you want to read Mrs. She said since it's been up here?
Yeah. Come to Baltimore, not just black women either. It's a modern day woman mentality. I care more for us. I ain't gotta read no more.
That's it. Yep. Next.
Cause that's how I am. Like it's like I don't care about white women like that.
I don't.
I do your thing, Miss Mayonnaise. Do your thing, but I'm not tricking off that. I'm whatever, Karen. It's fine. As long as you respectful to me, and I'm good. But I'm not even concerned with you because your man is at the top of the pecking order. It is what it is. We trying to get up there. So in one way, you're opposition because we trying to be the cream of the crop. I'm not gonna make no apologies about it. I don't even think white supremacy, quote unquote, is wrong. You supposed to want to be the top dog. I know I do. We want to be the top podcast in the nation.
Right.
You feel me? That's the goal. But maybe I'm crazy.
Canadian born. What's going on, brother?
CBN, what's up with you, my brother? Mrs. She said crime is about proximity. It's just the truth.
Facts.
It's just the truth. Ain't no way around it. It's what we see.
That's it.
All right.
I don't see that. So it would be nice for her to bring in people like us. You know, we know how to conduct ourselves.
And that's another thing we got to stop doing too. That's her platform, man.
Right.
Like y'all, like we have to stop this. And Kevin Samuel was. You want to talk about what Kevin Samuel did? He talked about that too. We keep taking these roles that show us in this bad light. And this lady here, I've seen her act a damn fool.
Facts.
So she, like, I can't stand when they sit there and act like it's everyone else destroying our image. They play a role in it, but we sign up on the dotted line to play it.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So to her point here is like, look, Miss Pearly can do what she wants, and it's working for her.
It is.
It's literally working for her. So she said it. She said it's entertainment. Like, I'm doing the entertainment thing. Now, she might not care about our community. She doesn't have to. We got to accept that one day. Are they racist or are they not?
One point before I forget. She brought up the fact that she should bring women on her, like her, to their platform.
Right.
How many times we done been told we need to have different women on our platform?
Uh-oh.
How many times we done been told, bro, y'all need to have more women on the platform? But then when we reach out to said women, they find a way not to show up on this podcast. It ain't because they didn't have enough time. It ain't because we didn't make it a welcoming place for them, because we told them ahead of time what the program was going to be about. It was because it's not important to them. If Pearly feel like the black community is not important to her, why would she have y'all on if y'all finna talk about black community stuff? That's all I'm saying.
She doesn't care. She's indifferent, however you want to say it, but I've had enough of that one.
But with her not doing that, it does seem that she's trying to push this narrative that we're kind of all the same. And you're absolutely right. Maybe it's not black women all the time, but there are definitely women of color, different types of color.
We're black, man. Stop the people of color shit.
Right.
Content.
Right. So let's go to the next one. And it's like she makes a living off of showing fuckery and trying to correct it in her Miss Pearl way, right?
Right.
That sells. Yes, you absolutely right.
Agree.
The Shade Room don't do it for free either.
Cardi B don't either.
You know what I'm saying?
Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne.
You hear me?
None of these people.
Boosie don't do it for free either.
At all. But yet, they actually make us look bad. Just Pearly ain't going out her way to make black folks look bad. And Venus, I want to make this clear. Like, this ain't aimed at you. It's more aimed at our community, because the problem is it's more people that believe that it is women like Just Pearl that make it bad for us. When I watch Lil Baby, when I watch The Baby, well, I don't watch them, but you get my point.
Right. And she said they're of the culture. That's her differentiator. Look, I'm gonna tell you why. That's even worse.
Right.
It's really worse than what Pearl is. Somebody. It's like Animal Planet going to Africa to videotape some lions, right? She's only showing what we do, and they accept the invitation to come on her show and act the way. It ain't like she's saying, all right, when y'all get on camera, I need you to act like Shaquita from North Memphis. She's not saying that. These are open conversations, but I get your point, but it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. We are the worst. We are our worst enemies. Do we have a bigger issue to deal with as far as the top? Yes, but we can't do that till we get the house right. Right. What I look like trying to get in a race and my engine blown. I can't race. I'm gonna be at the start line forever. Like I get that, but I'm just I'm over that shit. Cause I used to be super pro-black. That's how I went to jail. Hold on.
Well, we know. Facts. They doing it for profit too.
So we need her to show us. We don't need her for shit. But
that's what this for.
The product is available. You know what I'm saying? The product is available. And you better be clear about one thing. She was on the peak because she pulling in numbers.
Facts.
That's what she was there for. You can say it wasn't the conversation. You whatever you want to come up with. The number one thing she was there for was them numbers.
Yep.
Don't get it twisted. It's for them goddamn numbers. We probably will never do anything with her, but it is what it is.
But this my thing too. I want to mention this point before we click this, bro.
Okay.
We don't need just Pearly to show nothing about us.
Facts.
It's our job.
Facts.
The 5100 podcast.
What I say, bro?
Red Lipstick Vibes, Lou, What We Know podcast. That's our job.
What I
We
say,
the
bro?
representation. Go ahead.
What I say all the time. Black women, y'all are our responsibility. Black women, you are ours. So when I cover this, when Tez covers this, it's out of love. I can't say what it was out of other than for profit. You're
That's all I
absolutely
can say.
right. Fuck them. Like, let them do their thing. Mari make profit too. It is what it is. We keep taking our ass over there. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. And I'm not saying you shouldn't go over there, especially if you're gonna represent yourself in a way that will make her question what the fuck she pushing.
Exactly.
That's our job. It's not their job to be 100 with us, bro. To care about us. That's why I don't buy liberal shit.
Nope.
I don't think them folks don't care about us either, just like Republicans don't. They care about that bottom line. It's time we start doing that shit.
Facts. Stop giving your time to love and hip hop and then complaining that all black women ain't that. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. He going there. All right.
People I talk to.
Okay.
In a
Let
week.
me run this back.
God is.
I think I deal with more city girls than anyone on this channel with the amount of people I talk to in a week.
Why
But
do
I'm
you
telling
like
you,
to surround yourself with those type of people?
because I do a live show 4 times a week.
Well, we
But why
disagree
do you
there.
bring on those type of people?
They make
What
good
is your
TV.
so
make
you're
good
doing it for
TV.
entertainment?
Yeah.
So that's your whole, like,
it's an entertaining show. Yeah.
okay. So when you talk about black issues, it's more so for entertainment.
I don't talk about black issues. I
But
talk
you
about
mostly
dating.
She doesn't. I think what a lot of y'all forget is that there is a manosphere before the black manosphere. It was mostly white men talking about the issues with their women. I'm just saying. Like, our issues are more identical than we think. I ask people this all the time because it shows me why you don't understand. Who do you follow on social media? Are they black? Because if you only follow black, you think black people are the only people that have this issue. I have white family members because my dad was married to a white woman. They be having the same goddamn issues, just not to the level we do. Because we actually glorify the bullshit.
That's it.
That's the only difference.
Bro, my best friend for over 20 years was a white boy. They went through the same shit that we did. Some was even worse. The only difference is they didn't scream to the mountaintops. They didn't go on Facebook and cuss their baby mom out or their baby dad out. They handled that shit in the crib. And for some reason in our community, we gotta let Facebook and Instagram know our baby dad ain't shit or our baby mama ain't shit.
Right, and I've been guilty of it.
Likewise. But that's
Tommy
the
B.
issue. Oh, what's up, Tommy? I ain't seen him. But that's what I'm saying, bro. This ain't about who better and who worse. If Just Pearl said that's for profit for her, cool. Why is I think that's Just Curve. Why is that a question for her? It ain't about black topics.
Yes.
Go ahead.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
But they don't bring them to address their women. They're having a conversation. They do the same thing. Yes, they do.
Yeah, and just a little bit of history on the white manosphere. The white manosphere don't exist. It's called the manosphere. We a branch off of that.
Right.
The black manosphere became a branch off the manosphere.
Right.
They created this space.
Because they didn't want to hear black issues.
Exactly. That has nothing to do with them. I'm trying to make sure that I can get women on the same page with men so we can create families again. That's it. And we address the problem. That's it.
Y'all be too sensitive about it. That's really and that's why this space had to be here.
Yes, sir.
We need to make you uncomfortable in some situations. But I've noticed this. Y'all have had the same type, and I'm talking about you specifically. But y'all have had the same issues when it's just black men on the panel. it ain't like Just Pearly just brought out some new creature. No, when we said you got a problem. So you know what that tells me? When Monique had an issue, when Monique talked about the bonnets, who y'all get mad at? Monique. She became a pick-me, a coon. It's like, bro, it's at some point we just got to be real about this shit.
That's it.
Mr. She said, when women want to make it a white or black thing, it's a male and female thing. We all right.
All right.
Let's get back to the clip.
Next.
I'm fucking with the chat today.
I'm telling y'all is on point today.
Your panelists are black.
Sometimes not.
Most of
Depends on
them
the
are,
show.
from what I've seen.
It depends on the show. I don't do the recruiting, actually.
But you allow it, you approve it, right?
No, I think I deal with more city girls.
Now, that was the last clip we're gonna play.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, I call cap.
Agreed, 1,000%.
I call cap. You know who coming on the show, but
hell yeah,
she's in a position because she got put in the race position. She and this is what white. This is what white women understand. That I like. That I'm not gonna say white women, black people and white people understand image.
Yes,
like we on the name of being real all the time. We feel that we have to say everything. Of course, she was capping.
I'm not gonna tell you that I'm participating in this shit. Why would I? I'ma lose viewers if I tell you the truth. Hey, and see, bro, that's why I love conversations like this, and we can have dialogue in the chat. Because even if this woman lying, what points are she making? Do the points hit? One of the bro, I thought you was finna go somewhere different when you mentioned it earlier. I thought you was finna go to Kevin Samuels. Because when Kevin was saying it, he was just a terrible, horrible man too. And he was the same color as you. So what's the difference? Is it the message or is it the messenger?
It's the message. It's the message.
All right, bro, you got it. Go ahead.
And even I'm gonna drop the link if somebody want to hop up. We're gonna wrap up soon, but if anybody want to jump up, the link is definitely in the chat, bro. I gotta say this too. You had dudes that had issues with Kevin Samuels because he was the message holder. Is it about our message getting out or not?
Oh, hold on. Wait. Say that again. Say that again.
People had issues, men in particular, had an issue with Kevin Samuels because he was the message holder. He put the message out, right? But at the end of the day, was what he's saying our message or not? Maybe not all of us, but even the ones that agreed, they would have an issue with it because he wasn't giving people giving people credit for talking points enough. He was doing it. He what he gonna do every damn show?
Facts.
Like, no, the point is the point.
Facts.
Let's get the point understood, man. We got a couple people in the back chat, so we're gonna bring them up. We got my guy, Mr. Dusto Scam like
Dust is in the building.
Yes, sir. And we got what up, bro? What up? We'll bring the next guy in. And we got I think this Tommy B.
Venus. Ruled by Venus.
Tommy, that's you, bro?
Yes, sir.
We got Tommy B in the building. Get my boy around.
Give it up.
Oh man.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, fellas? What y'all got? What y'all got?
I'm
shit. I don't know what to think about this one.
He spent.
Yeah, I fucked around and dropped the link on another show that we was doing. I think a podcast show to this little chick that I'm talking to, and boy, did we go at it. But
oh Lord!
The funny thing about it though is what I boiled all this shit down to is modern women don't respect what men bring to the table. And when I say that, I'm not even talking about finances. This is literally what I had to explain this shit. I said, if somebody,
what do you mean by that?
What am I expected to do? And of course, she did the female thing, huh? I only speak one language, and that's English. If somebody kicks in your door right now, and I'm at the house, what am I expected to do? And she said, go down there. I said, for somebody who's willing to put their life on the line for yours and these kids, the amount of respect you guys have for that is fucking ridiculously low. And that's essentially like everything that you guys do for us, dope. But guess what? When I'm single, I still got to do that shit. I still got to cook. I still got to clean. I still got to do laundry. And guess what? When you single, you got to do it too. The only difference is when we get together, you got to do it for one extra fucking person. That's the only difference. And that's not the topic. I'll be 100 with you. I appreciate it, but I'm just being realistic. But it's just the lack of respect for the fact that I'm willing to lay my life down on the line for yours is crazy. Again, another thing I try to say: if we're on a cruise and that motherfucker is sinking, y'all not talking about equality then. Y'all perfectly fine with women and children go first, because if it was equality, the niggas is gonna push y'all motherfucking asses out the way. We gonna be on the lifeboats, and good luck to you all. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's just, and mind you, this is a Christian that I'm talking to. You know, she, Bible stuff, right? But literally trying to tell me about how marriage is a partnership. Needless to say, this shit probably ain't about to last too long. But, and I'm literally telling her, because I don't necessarily, fuck with the Bible, like that. But I'm telling her, your book that you read tells you that you're a helpmate. So how's this a partnership? And then she goes, well, it's a partnership. I said, okay, so if it's a partnership, that means we're equal. So find me another place in the Bible that calls me a helpmate as well. Since we're equal. And then, no. Find me another place in the book that you live by that says we're both helpmates. And you can. It's just hilarious how, even the women that are supposed to be conservative Christians and this and that still can't, get the point of the man being the leader of the family. It's nuts, bro. Just the mindset of these bras these days is fucking nuts.
So before we keep going with time, I'm gonna bring up CB. Duster, you next, but I'm just gonna bring everybody in. So we got my boy, Canadian born Nigerian. What's going on, bro? Glad to have you here, brother. Hey, this is the first time you joined one of our live shows.
I think so, bro.
I know I try and show respect because you asked me several times. I've been working, which I am still. I have a background set up, but hearing what you guys said about that Christian woman, I know Tommy knew I said it several times before, but I'll say it again. A lot of these so-called Christian men don't actually study the Bible. They like to quote stuff, but don't live by it.
Yeah.
I've been that kind of person, kind of like stirring up apart in some churches whereby I catch people contradicting themselves. I wanted to create a teacher years ago, but something told me not to do it. And I know myself, I don't care if I hurt people's feelings, but it had to be spoken. People treat the Bible like it's a Chinese buffet. They keep it real. That's those things several times. They treat the Bible as a Chinese buffet. This is why when you confront them about these things, Tommy did it too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Tommy was right. Where did the scripture you see that they man to help me? And I can quote these scripture, and I bet the problem. Let's be honest. Today's society made excuses for women to get away with a lot of shenanigans. Yep. Outside this society, there's no excuses.
Hold on, real quick, CBN. Let me bring in somebody. Dusto asked to come up here. Rude by Venus is in the building. Round of applause for her.
What's up, Venus?
Let me put y'all next to you, bro.
Yeah. Oh, they cute.
Go ahead, Dusto.
Hi, friends.
What's up, Venus? With them luscious lips.
Whoa. You in the truck? She in the truck today?
No, that's surreal.
No, oh, I'm sorry.
No Sherelle in the truck.
Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead, Dust.
I mean, there's so many times you got to hear the same thing over, and over. How many times do I dust off not only the men but the women on the same slavery, victimized, wiggity white, bliggity black topics? Why is it not going through?
Was that for me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think you misunderstood what was going on because you came halfway through.
Okay,
So I'm not exactly sure what you think I was using race as an excuse for. So if you could clear that up.
I can't scroll all the way up in the comments and find it, but it's just more like they're using it the white. They're using the white because the black.
Oh, what I said was she had good reason to be paranoid because from what I've seen before, and just even listening to constant conversations and comments where Black women are constantly being compared to and being told they are less than everyone else. Everyone has seen that several times. So I don't think it was odd for her to notice a change and understand what was about to happen to her. And we can tell by what has happened after. That's exactly what the intention was. Because everyone has been dragging it on and just putting it like in her, yeah, they took a L, like putting this white girl against this girl. I done seen about 20,000 shows after that kind of confirm her paranoia, but that's just me.
Me personally didn't watch it because I really get sick of the bliggity white, bliggity darkity white. It's
bliggity white.
It's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. Well, white people were black, and then they don't know anything about white people because you can tell that they're twerking and they're acting out of control too. Divorce, child support.
That's why I asked who you follow. That's why.
The crazy part is, it's a bunch of white people. The heads would have exploded if they would have heard what Pearly White was saying. Like, that ain't just a black thing.
Yeah, but according to somebody, because I've been dusting off men too. Like one of the dumbest things I heard the other day, dude talking about, well, when we talk about the Jews, they get what they want, but if we talk about black people, no. Then it's like, we can't call them the J word. We got to say untouchables. Then the next thing he said was, now it's niggas. I'm like, dude, you're talking about power. You just called them untouchable and you call us niggas. You the one who gave them the damn power. And you gave it your own damn power to them. I'm saying is when we throw the race in there, first look in the mirror and decide if you're winning or losing. People who winning don't worry about race. People who losing can always throw the victim card in there. But the problem is usually in the mirror. It don't matter how blackity white, liggity dark you are. There are white people who are losing. Go to your local cheap rinky-dink restaurant. Go to some junkyard. It'll be a dusty white dude with 6 teeth. He losing. And his woman is too. It got nothing to do with race. In the back is a black guy, and maybe a Hispanic. Some of them could be working anywhere, whatever, but it ain't got to do it. It's the part that it got to do with race. You're talking 5-10%. Now, as far as women and dealing with men, if you went out here and play in the streets, you're gonna lose. It doesn't matter what color you are.
Facts.
The conversation's about running in the streets. Instead of getting a man, a husband, whatever, let's play in the streets. Then go to say, well, are you married to a white man? But you was married to white.
Uh-oh,
First
Jay
of all,
Speed here.
And she's married.
Reverend
Married,
Macaroni.
Playing in the streets.
Hold on. I got to address Dr. Macaroni, man.
Dr. Lionel Macaroni.
That's Dr. Lionel Macaroni.
That was some of the funniest shit I done seen.
Man.
He had me weak.
Boy, put
Go
some
ahead,
cheese on your macaroni.
Go ahead, Beanies, you want to respond to him?
Jay Speed. I'm gonna hit you up in a minute too. Jay Speed.
Can you guys hear me? Because I'm at work, I'm
Yes.
moving around. So there's nothing that you said that was incomplete. I just think you're conflating. You're speaking to me as if I'm making an excuse for why people are failing in relationships and I'm using race as a justification. And that's not what my point was. And we were referring to exactly what happened in that scenario. That's why I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I was speaking to her being paranoid, her having good reason to, and why race would be a factor, because let's just call it what it was. Part of her being up there is because she was white. So race is a factor. We just gotta be honest about that.
I disagree with you there.
If she was married, there would have been
just Pearl. Now you could make the argument maybe for Coach K because she's less known, but definitely just Pearl is huge. That's why
her
she's
numbers.
there.
She got big numbers.
I think both can be true at the same time. You don't think the week after the two so-called problematic black women get booted, they replace them with two white women by accident? You don't think that's on purpose?
Venus, that may be true, but it has nothing to do with the behavior and the results. Instead of marrying one man, she says, I want to play in the streets with 5. Doesn't matter if you're white, black. I'm just talking about the behavior.
Because if there was white
race in there,
I'm gonna let y'all have it. Go ahead.
Oh, you can't throw race in there, and because of the black, and let's be real, there are some slave out of 2,000, 3,000 people watching. There's probably some dusty slaves in there drooling. Ooh, a white woman. I've never seen one before. There's probably some of those. Do you want those men anyway? Be honest. Is that what you want? No.
See, that's what I'm saying. That was never my argument. I don't disagree with what you are saying, but that was never the point.
One mic,
but I'm just saying, the paranoid because of white and all that. At the end of the day, if you're dating all these men or whatever, and you marry one, you ain't got to worry about all that. Or if you're just not playing in the streets as a single woman, hey, I'm looking for a guy, 6 feet tall, abbed out, good looking, with a nice tight wife, beat her on with a ball. I mean, well, no, because I ain't trying to date her like that. But I'm just saying, if they were saying that, or hey, I'm looking for a guy from Memphis, can barely talk, got a funny accent. If that's what she said.
Watch her motherfucking mouth, nigga.
Or I'm looking for a guy with a spray-on afro. That's in Nigeria, in my country. If she's picked one guy, I'm dating with intention. Ain't no conversation. She could have said, I want a white guy. Cool. I want a Hispanic. And she's learning Spanish, but focused on one guy. Conversation would have been over. But no, I want to play in the streets. These men ain't this. And old men over here. Oh, man over there. Oh, let me look it over here. And it's the man's problem. That was the problem. Then she's the one that threw the white card. Because we use wiggity white. No. But I get a part of what you're saying about the show and the whatever. But hey, people do what they want to do. It's up to grown people to adapt.
So Venus, we'll let you respond. Then we're gonna go to Black Dave.
No problem.
Oh, I didn't have anything else. That was just my whole thing. I was never making the argument that he's speaking against.
Venus,
So I mean, I
got you. No, we're good. I got you.
Let me just say this. I watched that argument over and over. And as the African, yes, I'm pure black.
You got something playing in the background? You got something playing in the background?
Oh, that's my wife watching the movie back here. Normally I'll be by myself, but I'll be every time again. But the thing is this. She lost the battle. She lost the argument. She couldn't stand on her point. That was the issue. That was the problem. When it comes to a debate, which I've done it back in high school, you got to stand on your point. You got to stand on your cue. If you can't argue your point and without attacking the person, then you lose the battle right there and there. I listened to that thing at least 4 to 5 times, and I don't see nothing about race. She called out the obvious issue, and she couldn't prove her point based on what she stand on, which is kind of like petty. That's one. 2, let me do it for everybody else in the chat who make fun of my name. Number 2, the big issue is this. Y'all keep making this excuse for far too long. There's nothing but a broken record player. I've been playing for more than 50 years. Oprah supported you guys, Ricky Lake supported you guys, Jenny Jones supported you guys, all that dumb narrative. The problem is this. When you keep saying black men ain't doing nothing, what black men are you referring to? That's something I've been trying to act for more than 10 to 15 years, and I noticed something. You call out black men ain't this, black men ain't that, but there are black men that are doing better than you. There are black men who are black nerds that you didn't pay no mind to. There are black men who go into college, they didn't look all fly, but you ignore them.
It ain't over here, Sherelle. It's not over here. We gonna have it.
There are black men who end up getting a full-time job, making almost $90,000 a year to start and end, but you pay no mind to. Then they climb up the rank, they make 6 figures. They climb up the rank, they make 7 figures. They climb up the rank, they become partners in a law firm or see executive in a big corporation. But those are the same guy you look down on. You not care.
But hold on. But CBN, we also gotta recognize that that's a very, very see, one thing we gotta do in this community is we gotta stop acting like that's the norm, bro. It's just not, and the numbers. You know what I'm saying? So even when you say the 6 figures, it's out there, but it's very fucking sparing. I mean, among just everybody, not even just blacks. You talking about 10% of the population.
Right. Let me leave the white collar alone. Let me talk about blue collar. The one that
even blue collar, bro, because I got 13 years in trucking, no tickets, no accidents, and I'm telling you, every offer I got, it's some nice numbers.
And but they don't look at those. They bypass. I want a guy with 6 figures. He's doing construction. He's making good money. What's wrong with that? I know a lot of construction in New York City, and they give me the lowdown. Say, yo, all I gotta do is 10 years. After 10 years, I can join with my homeboy, start a business. We could bid for a contract. Contract will come out in 6 figures. And I'm like, why do you bypass these dudes?
As a person that kind of fits in that, I'm gonna tell you that I hear that a lot. I'm gonna tell you, bro, that ain't the case. Like it, and I get that narrative, but like I said, as somebody that's in that space, that blue collar, that makes that kind of money, motherfuckers ain't judging me like that. I'm be honest with you. The only ones that might judge me like that is like a chick that's like white collar, corporate, or something like that. But the majority of women that I interact with or something like that ain't looking and going, "Oh, you're a truck driver," yada yada. In fact, because women know how much truck drivers make, that tends to be a plus. I'm gonna be 100 with you, because that's another talking point in this space that I kind of I cringe at, because I'll give you another perfect example. At our port, the Port of Oakland, they over there making anywhere from between 75 to 150 an hour. It ain't no chicks turning down that.
They hiring?
If they was, I wouldn't be on this episode. But you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, so that's a talking point that's often put into this thing, and I think it's put into this thing by guys that generally you can't get chicks whether you was white collar, blue collar, made this much or this much. Because I'm telling you, as a guy that's blue collar, that makes a decent amount of money, it's a lot of chicks when they say, "Oh, you're a truck driver," they look at you a certain way.
Even to that point, I've never had a woman ask me how much money I make. Now, I think this is why I don't, down the manosphere, because it's manosphere. Like it's men with different outlooks on life, different results in life. Like there are some guys you're gonna have to come with some money to get her because she's not attracted to you like that. Like she could see herself building a family with you, so your money is more important with this woman. You know what I'm saying? Like you got guys that just really don't know how to talk to women, but they got a bag, but they still can't really get her. You know what I'm saying? So
and you know what they do though, CJ? They interpret the reason why that woman isn't talking to them, and that's how we get these talking points here. Instead of it being like, I might be a little bit lame, they go, "Oh, it's not because I'm not a corporate guy. Because maybe she ended up talking to a corporate guy instead of you." It's never the self-evaluation of, well, I might not have been as cool enough, or maybe I might, or whatever she was looking at the time. It's never the self-evaluation. Oh, I'm not making enough, or I'm da-da-da.
But Tommy, I wanted to go to what Black Dave said, because I kind of understand what he's saying. Because I remember I watched this content creator show, and he said, are the educated lanes being pushed away from the black community? And I think what Black Dave is saying is, why should this brother that's educated, that's being pushed away from black women, why should he have to start driving the Cutlass? Why should he have to change who he is to get a black woman? Like and look, I understand, because bro, a woman might not like a dude that watch anime all day. I get it. Like I understand that. He gotta have other stuff going on.
Right.
But if that's what he likes, why does he have to change to be the hood guy?
But
if he
that's assuming every black chick want a hood guy. See, that's the assumption. See, this is my thing. See, just like I just had this conversation about the chick I'm talking to, I'm not dragging her. Because guess what? If it gets to the point where I don't like how she coming out of her mouth, I'm gonna just move on.
Hey,
and if I come into contact with chicks that don't match up with what I like, I don't gotta drag her. I don't gotta get on YouTube and go, oh, these chicks want this, they want that. I'll just move on.
Let me ask you this. So, do you think? Because I guess we have no way of knowing the number, but just from your anecdotal experience, do you believe that too many chicks go after the bullshit in our community, in men?
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. See, because we have this habit of thinking our community is just the hood.
I don't, because I actually was living like I was in the hood in a suburban area, so I know it's.
I know, but what I'm saying is, more suburban type raised black chicks. Of course, you're gonna get something that's gonna want the hood. Of course, I mean, because that's listen, hold on, listen to me, CJ. There's not a race where the bad dudes ain't winning. You can go all the way back to the 50s with Fonzie and them, and the white girls was dropping draws for that dude.
Right.
So every race, you have women that want the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't act like there's women that don't want the good guys. The problem is a lot of those type of women, these niggas don't want them. And that lies the issue. You see what I'm saying? Like the guys that like anime all the time, they might not necessarily like the chick that like anime all the time because she might not necessarily look the way that they want her to look.
Right.
She might not look as sexy as that chick that wants the hood.
But I will say this. Most guys, if you're attractive enough, they'll deal with you. That's the thing. Like men will deal with more when it comes to a woman if she doesn't meet every physical standard. I don't let these guys on YouTube confuse me. I know for a fact if you was caught in the room with some of these women, and I'm talking about not talking about Dusto, or maybe I am. If you get caught in the room with some of these women that's overweight, but she fine as a motherfucker, you gonna fold.
So listen, TJ, again, and it ain't no offense to nobody, but I explained to you, bro. A lot of these married dudes on here with these talking points, when you look at their wife, the shit don't add up.
Right.
I'll just be 100 with it. It ain't no knock to them, but I'm just saying, what you saying coming out your mouth, I'm a single dude. If I was walking down the street and seeing your wife, I'd keep it walking. I'm gonna just be 100 with it. And it ain't a knock to you because you love who you love, you like who you like.
Right.
But if you're gonna be on this motherfucker talking about you gotta be fine, natural, this, and this, and then somehow we get a glimpse of your wife and we like, wait, huh? It's like, bruh, what are we talking about here? And overwhelmingly in this community, whatever you want to call it, we see that. I'm gonna be 100 with you. It ain't a lot of niggas' wives I've been impressed with. And
I haven't seen a lot of niggas' wives here though.
Hey, Tommy, would you agree though? Well, some dudes are just capping. I mean, YouTube is YouTube. But you also, would you agree, some people want something different? Like, I want what I want, and I'm going to stand to it. It's like, I actually believe when me and you argue about weight, you just want bigger women than I do. And you're going to get the bigger woman that you want. Is that... But
it's not even necessarily argument because I know Dusto ain't going to go around and be mad because this chick over here is going to be big. You just going to find somebody in your weight situation. The same thing with me. I'm not gonna go around and say, "Oh, these chicks are too skinny." I'm gonna just find it. Like that's my point. Is why are you shaming people for their preference? If you don't like their preference, find somebody who prefers somebody like you.
It's too much of that going on.
I can explain it.
Hold on before you.
Go ahead,
because I kind of want to get back to the subject. I don't want to get too far into it. So, look, I want to ask the question, right? Do you think I'll put a number on it just so we can have the conversation. Would you say 30% of black women are intimidated by white women? You start first, Dusto.
Yes. They're intimidated by they're intimidated by anything that has more confidence than they do. And it's a false reality that white people are something that they're not. Therefore, they're intimidated. They're told that black men are something that they're not. And these men, they're not intimidated by it because they were told that they were something that they're not. They're intimidated by the white man because somebody told them that there was these guys, and now they're telling their kids. It's not just white women. The black men are the ones they're intimidated. But some women told them these like, man, you know the white man. If you breathe wrong, like this is 1856, they still carrying that stuff. White men all got the money. Black people ain't got nothing. That's a damn lie. Right. They can't attract money, so they don't know what it looks like. And that attitude, you ain't gonna never attract no money. It's just an effed up mentality across the board. And when I try to push back on it, they don't want to listen. So I got to troll them.
All right, so CBN, go ahead.
I'll have to agree on that too. 30% based on self-esteem, based on confidence, based on what they attract, they cannot attract, based on what they can get, they cannot get. It's something like that. I see that in high school. I used to laugh about it. And I'll be honest, before Kevin Temple was saying that, I was saying it when I was in high school, in the 90s. Why are you so eager to be a baby mama?
Black David, I don't mean to cut you off, but this what killed us, bro. A lot of men been saying this shit. Kevin wasn't the guy that just miraculously started saying this type of stuff. We heard this in the barbershops, in the barbecues. We've been and heard this stuff. So the fact that it seemed foreign to so many brothers and sisters, it's like, where was y'all at when y'all were growing up? Because I heard this all the time.
Right.
5, I was caught a widow in high school for saying that. I'm like, why are you so eager to let a guy knock you up, make you a baby mama, not even marry you? Why could be the other way around? He marry you first, then get you pregnant. Man, you weird. You ain't making no sense.
Hey,
So,
one,
go ahead.
I just want to add, Nook, I'm sorry. Number one, thank you for being here, because I think this is the first time you've been here.
Yeah.
But thank you for being in the chat, bro. We appreciate when we have people here that hop in the chat that say they here and let us know what their opinion is. So we appreciate that. Just want to shout you out for that.
Okay, so make sure y'all block the world class, please. Appreciate you.
This nigga is fit, dog. I told y'all that nigga got that haircut, dog. That nigga, he done turned different ever since he got that haircut.
Snap.
This nigga done got stingy and some more, man. But I'd say this. I wouldn't say black women are intimidated per se, but I do think that they have a strong dislike for them because of their perceived position in America. Like, it's like when we have these conversations, what gets brought up a lot is like, well, Brad got his wife at home. The majority of them don't. Like, the majority of their wife working too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's an intimidation thing, but I do think it's a strong dislike for the perceived position. Before I get the next person, let me go ahead. Look, I'm warning you, don't come up here talking that much shit, none of that shit. Just come on with your point, man. So we got Sherelle in the building. Round of applause for Sherelle.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
All right.
Hey,
So, Sherelle.
Boo.
my number one fan. Hey, Dusto.
Good afternoon.
We got Black David. Tez the Trick.
Hey,
all right, there you go.
See,
she couldn't help herself. She
right.
could not help herself, bro.
We're gonna give you another chance, but this ain't gonna work. Go ahead, Sherelle.
Okay. So what's the question?
Are black women intimidated by white women? I appreciate the good behavior. Why say you?
Huh?
Why do you say that? What makes you think that?
I don't think that innately black women are intimidated by white women, because I think that innately we know that we're different from them. I don't feel like you should be intimidated by anything that you're different from. Like, even a black woman at her best self is not going to be a white woman at all. I think genetically, everything, we're designed different. We have a different history. We different. What I think is, in America, black people, as like a majority, I'm gonna say like 85% of black people have an inferiority complex when it comes to white people, because they're the power structure in this country. In the history of this country, white people are power, and they do have a certain amount of power and privilege in this country. So that does put us at a disadvantage, and with that it comes inferiority complex. And just like a black men are not intimidated by white men. They don't feel, but you know what? Because we know that these people have the privilege and the power structure, I think we use it against each other to hurt each other.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Sherelle. Because the reason I would push back, even though I agree with you, but just to push back and kind of, I'm gonna try to get you to understand why we even ask it. Because I don't see a lot of black men complaining about the white man taking our woman. But I've seen, and this has been on TV, this has been in neighborhoods, this has been, black women have talked about white women taking their men, or black men going with white women, when really that's not been a big issue towards black men. Why do you think that is? That's why I asked it.
I just think it's fear mongering. I think a lot of stuff that's going on with black people is fear mongering. They stretch the numbers. They make sure that they highlight the worst of us at all times. If you look at the image of black men in America, you would think all of them is rappers and drug dealers and that, because that's what they want to highlight. If you look at black women, they all loud ratchets with baby mamas. That's what they're gonna highlight. So I think it's a bunch of fear mongering, to be honest, because black men have never dated outside their race more than they date inside their race. Like the majority of them are with black women. Majority of black women are with black men. Now, what I can say is, black men marry out more. Black men were dealing with white women even when the consequence was death. Black men went to the Supreme Court justice so that they could marry white women.
Who did that first? Now, hold on.
No, black men.
Show me that. Where that's at? Because from what I know, it was the love case.
Because I'm gonna tell you, like, white men already had access to black women. Like in New Orleans, we have like a prominent neighborhood to where black women were put up by white men who they were with, because white men always has access to black women. They didn't need, like, if a white man was with a black woman, nobody was gonna do him nothing.
Could you tell me where that case, like you said, we went to Supreme Court. Like, what is that? I ain't gonna let you just say it. You gotta tell me where that's at, because I've never heard of that.
I think that was more for black men than anything.
No, I'm saying, like, is it a?
I'm talking about the love case. Yeah, I'm talking about the love case.
Well, okay.
I always say that it was. I remember in high school, I had a history class about that, because one particular black man, I don't know, in the 1950s or the 1940s, they had to go to court for some reason, because at first in some town they say it's illegal for mixed race relationship going on, which is totally true. One white guy was able to do that in one particular community. I don't remember when. I had to go back and look. But for the black men, I think she's totally correct. There was a case about that, because at one point, Emmett Till, remember Emmett Till, when he went into a white woman and he got arrested for that? And they electrocuted for no apparent reason. There was a lot of history behind that, whereby some people had to fight against that. Why do you mean all of a sudden I cannot marry what I choose? So that's mostly in the South. I don't know about the North. But even documented in the history book, I can't remember exactly what year, but between the 1940s to the 1950s that took place. I'm going to say.
All I know is it was a white man and a black woman in a loving case. That's who was the face of that case. That's the only case I know about.
Yeah, that was the face, but there was another case beside that as well.
Okay, sure enough. But go ahead.
Go ahead. That's a slight pushback, because I'm a keeping things simple type person. There's a white woman over there, and there's a black man. He's just gonna say yes or no. There's a black woman who can't get the man she wants. It's probably because of who she is, because another black woman got a man. Or there are multiple black women that got their black man. And those same women got black men ringing their phone. They're getting stuck by somebody. They got kids from somewhere. Stork didn't deliver them. So when they go all the way back to the data and analysis of 1586 and the court case in 1322, it's way simpler than that. They're either overweight, their attitude, overweight, attitude, kids, or just unattractive in some kind of way. That's where the problem is. Not way out there somewhere. It's not.
And I put attitude in front of overweight.
Yeah, dude. But if some of them are filling at 3 out of 4 of these categories, and okay, you ain't getting no man, or you can go get Big Dusty or Joe Simpson. That's your options.
But it's the same issue that I think the men have and the women have, and it's just
Men
looking.
too.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's looking in the mirror. That's why I said like a lot of these narratives come up as far as, oh, she didn't pick me because I'm blue collar, or oh, she didn't pick me because I made this much money. The exact same, like I think like CJ said, I ain't never had a chick ask me how much money I make. Ever. Not once.
We've been both saying that on all these panels.
Absolutely. So what I'm saying is,
let's Sherelle go after now.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, it's funny that a lot of the dudes in this space are speaking about women a certain way, when I literally could flip the thing on them and go, well, when do you look in the mirror and go, damn, why they not choosing me? And the problem is because when we look at when you hear these cats, they present themselves as if they perfect and just any chick should choose them. It's never any self-evaluation. And I think that goes on both sides. The same thing with women. I tell people all the time, the worst thing you can hold up to a woman is a mirror. Because when they start seeing that reality, you get the pushback. But I'm starting to see that it works both ways.
Yeah. Let me get Sherelle. Sherelle wants to say something.
Okay, yeah, because I was trying to finish my point. I think I chopped out. But
my bad for derailing.
So I could say that just even right now, Black men date outside their race at the highest mark.
Yep.
But so people try to highlight that to like fear monger with Black women, like, oh, you're losing your men. But then like when you really look at the statistics, they're still the highest divorce. Black men leading any interracial marriage they're going to be the highest divorce. So they're actually staying married to Black women longer than they're staying married to white women. So all the Black men are getting married.
Necessarily means that, but I get your point.
When Black men are marrying, when they marry Black women, their marriages last longer. When they marry white women, they get divorced more. Now, in the same return with Black women, they don't date outside their race much, but when a Black woman marries a white man, their marriages last the longest out of any interracial marriages. They have the least percentage of divorce. So I think if you knew the facts, you wouldn't be looking at it crazy, because it's really not as bad as people want to make it. But I just think it's a fear mongering tactic. That's what people do.
You're getting that from Black demographics. Where you get them stats from?
Anything. CDC, Black demographics, Census Bureau, all of it. They all say the same thing.
Hey, Sherelle, quick question.
Hold on, real quick.
Okay.
Let me get JT in the building. JT from What We Know podcast. What's going on?
What's going on, fellas? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Before you go, bro. Let me. World Class, you there? Don't matter.
Which version? One with the alpha or not one without alpha?
Wait, I could just finish the whole point before y'all.
I'm gonna drop down mileage players later.
All right, Tommy.
My man Tommy, what up?
I'm not a player, Tommy.
Shit. Go ahead.
Really?
You play games like a
Wait, let me finish. The thing about it is, I think that Black women are into the Black aesthetic. I think that Black men value looks, and Black women value looks more than any other woman. They care more about looks and money, than just actual character of a man.
Not money. Go ahead.
I would say 6 for sure, but go ahead.
Because I think that dicks is part of looks. So the only time I think that that's your look. That's the natural look.
Man,
y'all don't think so?
No. I mean, I know what you mean. I understand. BDE,
that's appearance. Appearance.
Energy.
No, I mean appearance.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
It's a part of your physical appearance. You can't change that. Hopefully, I don't know. Y'all
I
got
mean,
surgeries now.
I would just
I
say
mean, can
it's
I
more
finish my
sex.
point? Y'all gonna
Hold
bite
on,
it
hold
off
on.
every chance, huh?
No.
I've been
You
trying to
ain't-
finish my point for 10
I
hours.
got you. I'm gonna let you finish, but you ain't running this show, little baby. Hold on. I just want to say this on that point. Like, I think it's more so sex, like sex, not necessarily dick, but like sex. I think that's more because we've done so many polls on that shit and asked so many women that question. Could you be with a man that does X, Y, and Z, but his sex is horrible? More times than no, the answer is no. But go ahead.
All of that is physical.
Go ahead. I'm not gonna do this semantical shit with you.
Okay then, thank you. But I do feel like since that's what they go for, black women are gonna continue to behave the way they behave and look the way they look.
Mhm.
Because men who gonna dick you down, men that look good and all that, they gonna always fuck a bad bitch. And they like those men go for the bad bitch aesthetic. They're not crying about wigs, they're not crying about weight. They gonna fuck anything. And that's what black women go for. I think if black women actually value what other women value, that it would be more interracial dating. Because they would, if they opened up their options, they would have to behave in a way to get attracted by other men of other races. And they would see that that would benefit them more.
You done? Because you getting your feelings when somebody say something. You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, cool. So I agree with you to a certain extent. I think black men do not overall, but there are too many men that think with their little head, not their big head. I would agree with you there. But to say that because, oh my God. Oh my God. Leonard Macaroni, ladies and gentlemen.
Macaroni.
What up, old man?
I'm gonna cut my shit short. Hold on. Before you go, Leonard, let me get JT because I had brought him in and he didn't get to say nothing. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, so yeah, let me speak to that. When it comes down to women and black women and black men dating, first and foremost, the stats are it's entirely too small for women, black women, to be dating outside of their race. So to compare them with black men, we overwhelmingly date and marry outside our race over black women. Like the numbers they're skewed big time. So when you look at it in that sense, one of the reasons is because with black men, we are highly sought after. You go anywhere in the world, we are highly sought after, even if it was for someone to be just curious. It's not hard for us to be able to date any woman outside of our race or our ethnic or our nationality. It's not hard at all. However, with black women, it is. And one of the things that they always say is that black women are overwhelmingly, what they say, they're overwhelmingly connected to the black man, so they're not dating anybody else outside of the race, or they saying something like that. They're loyal to the black man. It's not because they're loyal. It's because they're on the low pole, the lowest on the totem pole. That's what it's about.
Can I rebuttal to that?
Because they adopt horrible dating habits, social habits. It's very, very hard. Now, they'll get screwed. Anybody will screw them. But as far as marrying them or having long relationships with them, overall, nope. It's a no.
Go ahead, Sherelle. Then I'm gonna get a doctor in.
Okay, so this is the issue. Men control the access to marriage. The reason why the black man's divorce rating is so high is because they can choose to marry these women. Everybody finds
Your
black
audio
people.
kind of choppy, though. It's kind of choppy.
Okay. Overall, everybody finds black people more appealing. The same reason why black women go for black men is the same reason why all the other black women. It's physical. It's a physical attraction. When you go down the line of every other thing, what do y'all actually have more than the next man besides the physical appearance? Besides the aesthetic of being with a black man, besides the big dick, the sex, all of that. That's what all the other women are running to y'all too. And they're divorcing, and y'all are divorcing them, and they're getting divorced with y'all more than their own men. So they're moving like black women. The women that are choosing y'all, all of them are moving in the same fashion. Literally,
I can actually answer that.
I don't know one man when you look down for the benefits that is just black men are just superseding them on the basic levels of what a woman should be looking for to build a family with.
So this is the thing. One of the reasons that they look for is because, for one, we're better fathers. We're better fathers, and we will stay married. And we will stay married. We will stay married to a woman. The thing is that they don't want to stay married to us. That's the thing. 80% or more women are the ones that saying, I don't want to be married again because I'm not happy, because my period came too long, because whatever reason it is. This is women, not just black women, but women. So when we talking about this whole thing, one of the things is that women pick black men, and that means all across the board, is because we're better fathers and we're better husbands, period.
Okay, go ahead, Dr. Leonard Macaroni.
Good evening. And I'm taking the time because I smelled some dust in the bedroom, and I was between an operation this morning, and I heard this in the cloud. The gentleman wanted to have his Johnson a little bigger, so that's one of the operations I do in my practice. Yes, that's one of the things I do as a sexologist. What do you mean by that? As he wants to pack. But anyway, let me just introduce myself, Dr. Leonard Macaroni, and I'm gonna put the cheese on your macaroni right about now. There's been a lot of misinformation that's been spreaded while I was listening, and I was hoping that I didn't get so upset. I botched the operation, but I didn't. It was a successful operation. But let me just tell you something. Let's just take that podcast that y'all talking about with the two white women. Then you had a week before that, or 2 weeks before that, there were some bullshit going on with the other two black women. Mm-hmm. Let's just take the color out of it. Okay. All right? Let's just take the color out of it. Just say that your girlfriend right now decides she wanted to kick your ass out of the house. And she wasn't woman enough to do it, so she had a new boyfriend to kick your ass out. Woo. Now,
hold on real quick, bro. Let me introduce my guy, the world class. What's going on, bro?
I know this gentleman.
He don't need a round of applause.
He's very intelligent.
You're right. I agree with that. Yeah. I need a few. So damn awesome. What's going on with you guys today?
Nothing much, bro. I'm gonna get you right after Dr. Macaroni.
Okay. Let me finish. I'm fine, sir. The very intelligent guy coming up after me. Matter of fact, he's second to none. But anyway, let me put this macaroni and cheese to rest right about now. Now, if you went to that door, regardless of what was going on with you and your girl, when that new man tells you that you got to pack your shit up and you got to leave, you're not going to feel too good about it. I don't care how insane you are, you've been getting ready to get insane. Now, what the girl was talking about was surely crazy. And I believe she got crazy because the white girl was on there and she felt like she was set up, even if she was set up or not. She felt like that you go put something in front of her, like you put meat in front of a damn bull, red in front of a bull, and expect the bull not to go crazy. See, this is what we're not really talking about, how we do things as people to set situations up. I won't call it a setup, but we know what we was doing. No more than your girlfriend know when you went to her house, still her telling you like, it's over, baby, we just can't go no further. She added a little bit more punch. You know what I mean? A little bit more punch. Too much cheese on the macaroni where it becomes soupy. You understand what I'm saying? And then she have a boyfriend, a new boyfriend, to put your ass out. Now, you ain't gonna walk away from that situation. Not only did you get put out by her, but her new man, who had just got through hitting the box because she was sweaty when she came to the door. And he was sweaty. So what I'm telling you, you can't just keep doing stuff like that and not expect people to take this to a color line and what's the name. Now, the question was, are black women intimidated we studied this in philosophy 101 in my first year to getting my BS degree, bullshit degree. We found out right quick that look at the world. You don't have to say this to the United States. Look at the world. Who's in charge all over the world? Y'all act like y'all can't see this yet. They are in charge. My first 5 professors was white. And 2 of them, I don't think they finished school. But I had to go through 7 years of college, but they didn't even finish high school. They was in there teaching me.
I was just curious, OG. When you say y'all, like, what are you referring to? The show we did today?
What
I just
I'm
want to be
saying
clear.
is,
I want to be clear.
Well, let me make it very clear, because I don't like my shit to splatter off my noodles.
Whoa.
Number one, when I say us, we're looked at as a group, regardless if we want to be in that group or not. This is the team uniform that you was given when you was born.
Right.
You didn't get drafted to the New York Knicks when you got a Laker uniform on. You still got a Laker uniform on. So whatever happens to the Lakers, they go accuse you. Now, we might not be the ones participating in it. We might just be riding the bench. But what I am saying is, we don't look at this thing the way it's laid out in front of us. We are we got a whole continent. It's still dictated by people who don't look like us. Even though we got puppets in the government, we got all the resources on this planet that you can't even use your cell phone unless you go get that resource from Africa. But we don't get none of that money back. A man works in a gold mine all day long, but he don't make enough money to buy a t-shirt. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about. We keep looking at things we can say about them, they dumb, they stupid, they in their own landmass, and they letting this happen. Hell, we let it happen here all the time. So, reason why I believe white women, black women stay with white men longer than black men stay with white women, I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Because usually when a black woman get with a white man, she's taken totally from the community. Totally. If you see a white woman, a white man and a black woman walking down the street, usually by the time you get close to them, she putting her head down. You see a brother walking down the street, he still give you the nod. So what I'm saying is, we got different dynamics going in a relationship, and we can't say man or woman, whatever. So you got to understand that woman, she's there to submit, and the man is to lead. So when she sees another black man walking down the street, for some reason or another, she puts her head down. She won't even speak to you. And then they'll go over there and wear that natural hair and come back over here and wear every horse or somebody dead's hair that they can find in any shop. But I'm telling you, I'm in right here in Santa Monica where all the prestige black women are, and they got natural hair. I don't get into the hair thing, but I'm just showing you the dynamics that is in your head, that are in women's head or in black men head. And any black man tell me that I'm saying he go out and rob a bank or he go kill somebody or stab a guy tired, you got to have some feeling when you see a white man walking down with a sister down the street. I ain't saying you gonna be over the top with it.
Yeah, you're gonna have a feeling.
You're gonna have something. See, that's that bullshit we try to tell each other. We don't have no feeling.
It's not a I got you, JT. Hold on. Like, and I'm gonna get world class out the way. I'm not upset about it. It's just weird. That's it. That's all it is. It's just weird looking to me. Like, it's like, but I mean, it's do your thing. You feel me? But go ahead, world class.
Well, let me just put this in there. I'm gonna leave out. If you see a cat humping a dog, you ain't gonna get mad at the cat or the dog. But you just like what you said, brother. It's weird. Both of them are animals. It don't make no difference. We all are human beings, but we're different.
Yeah. Go ahead, world class.
All right, I'm out of here. Hey,
all
y'all
right,
take it easy. Dr. Bennett Macaroni. Catch me over there at the Dusterfield. That's where my main office is at. You make sure you have your face in the place or your ass on the screen. Don't make no difference. We take all Dusties over there. On every Thursday, check out the Dusterfield. Salute. Dr.
Appreciate
Macaroni.
you, OG.
Putting the cheese on your macaroni.
Come on now.
All right, let me. I'm gonna go ahead, world class. Let me pull up Mandrill real quick though. Just pull up Mandrill. I'm pulling you up, so then he gonna get his point out. Then you next.
Hey, before he go in, man, can I say something before I get it? Because I got to get out, bro. I got to get back and do what I got to do. I just want to pay homage. I used to be able to agree with my man was saying about that. I can just tell you that, and maybe I am in the minority, but I don't. I'm gonna tell you the reason why. It's because we all should know that we got options. We've been in America entirely too damn long for us to keep looking crazy at people because of the hue of their skin. I understand that it may look funny in the 60s and the 70s, but when you're talking about how long we've been together, I'm talking about white people and black folks, and we done went from one generation to the next generation to the next generation. And I was born during the time when they were getting out of that whole segregation and all that, right at the brink of all of that stuff. However, we've been here too long, bro. We've been here entirely too long to keep ourselves bogged down to people just because of their hue. Now, if it's culture or whatever, I think the majority of us should be that way. We should have it where we have a culture of people. We have people that look alike, and we have that. I mean, everybody does it. But to have and look at people, and especially how black folks look at one another when we date outside of our race, that shit is crazy as hell. So, but I get what y'all saying. I definitely get what y'all saying. That's all I wanted to say, bro. I'll get back with y'all later on, bro. Don't forget to follow us Saturday night, man. What We Know podcast with your boy JT and Rob, man. I love you, brothers, man. Keep doing it. Y'all was on fire today. I holler back at you. Shout out to Mandrell. Shout out to my man, World Class, man. I holler back at CBN, my man.
All right.
Number one.
Take it easy, bro.
All right, bro.
Is it me? Why does he sound so different? Like,
it's not like he on the phone.
Yeah, but his voice sounds different than when he's on his mic.
All right, peace out. Sherelle, answer your phone. Hey, check a little bit later.
Yes, Sherelle, answer your phone.
Man, I'm gonna take these names down. I told y'all.
I'm thinking the same thing you're thinking, Ted.
We don't do that SYSBW or BM over here.
Whoa!
I didn't told y'all that shit before. Y'all be taking my kindness for weakness and shit.
You ain't kind.
Whatever. I just wasn't either. I don't do that shit. I don't do that. I don't support. So I'm fair, and Ted's fair too. We don't do that SYSBW or BM. We don't do neither one of them over here.
What's good, my twin brother? What's good, my twin brother?
What's good? What's good? What's good? How y'all doing, fellas?
Oh, good, man.
If I knew y'all was online earlier, I'd have been up here a lot sooner. So, to the topic. Are black women intimidated by white women? You'll never hear black women admit it, but yes, they are. And it's because I think underneath it all, black women know that they're messed up. They know that they don't want to cooperate. They know that other women from other races will do it. They will cooperate with us, and that's appealing to us. And as like I said before, you guys heard me say it on other panels, including this one, that black women, they do want marriage, but they want it on their own terms. They want to be with a man, but they want it on their own terms. They want the man to be what they want him to be when they want him to be it. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, they want us to go sit in the corner somewhere until they need us. They don't want to do anything for us. You know, and I'm speaking in general. You know, not every black woman is like this. No.
Hold on right quick, man. I'm sorry. I gotta address what's being said in the chat. Because
I
actually rock with Sherelle. Look, I don't mind people stating their opinions. And if you're talking about, I don't know what he was referring to, but I know one stat about the dating apps that women are the bottom of the barrel black women are the bottom of the barrel on dating apps. He stated his opinion. He didn't come up here saying save yourself, black man, don't be with black women. Like, he ain't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm fine with people having opinions, but I told y'all before. I told you specifically before. We don't do that shit over here. And if people don't like it, I need y'all to understand something about our podcast, bro, and our channel. We don't care. We truly don't care. If you want to be mad about what I said, be mad. But I done let you slide with a lot. I done told you once before. I ain't telling y'all no more. If y'all keep doing that shit, you getting dropped. Go ahead, man, Dre.
What do we do? I don't want to get dropped. So what do we?
No, that's SYSBM and SYSBW. We over here trying to have black people and black men and black women together. We're not trying to sow dissension.
Oh, the save yourself nonsense. Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah, no. I think that Yes, I think black women are underneath it all intimidated by women of other cultures in general, not just white women.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's they know that they have competition now, and they'll you hear them say, "We want black men, but why don't you? But why don't you behave like this? Why don't you do this for me? Why don't you do that?" It's like, okay, you want the black man or not? Yes, then you have to accept him for the things you like about him and the things you don't like about him. Just that he has to accept you in that way as well. You might have corns on your feet. He might hate that, but love everything else about you. But he has to accept them corns too. Your flaws and your glory all at once. He has to accept all that. You want him to do that for you, but you're unwilling to do that for him. That's what I see more so than anything else. Now, granted, you got some jacked up dudes out here who ain't about nothing, and women pick them. And then they complain about him. Like, no, you knew the guy wasn't worth 2 cents. And the same thing with guys. Like, dude, you knew that chick was ratchet. You know what I'm saying? So what you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
You know,
especially when you grown, like 25 and up, you know what you're doing, though.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but are they intimidated? The short answer is yes. They won't admit it, but yes. And the thing is, women of other cultures watch us because yes, women of other cultures do want black men, and they're gonna pick the best of us.
Yeah.
Why is it that they can see all these good black men, but black women can't, and we're right in front of their faces all the time? Women of other races ain't even around us, but they see the good ones. Why is that? That's a question that I think that should be raised. You know, maybe you guys can do a podcast on that and have women up on here and just actually think about it and talk and discuss it, because that's something that always just confused me. Like, all the good men are right here in front of your faces, but you pick the trash ass dudes. Why do you do that instead of picking the good? Because y'all boring. And then when we get with women who are white, Latin, Asian, or whatever, you piss about it. You stop or either you call us names like lame. He was lame anyway, this, that, and the other, but you're single. Never understood why women of other races can see all these good black men, but the sisters can't, and we're right in front of their faces. And they do it to the... Huh? Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and I wanted to add this in as well. And I know this tends to happen a lot when we have long streams or longer streams, not just with the 5100 podcast anywhere. We start to lose the substance of the conversation. And I'm not saying you, Mandrea. It's just, it seems that this has taken a turn, and Mandrea did kind of get it back on point.
Facts.
Of now is black men talking about black women. That wasn't even the conversation we were supposed to be having. The conversation is, are black women intimidated by white women? Now, that's what I said. A lot of people brought up a lot of different points to make their points, but this is the ultimate question. So anything outside of that that's not leading back into are black women intimidated by white women is null and void to me. And I just say this. I want every woman that then ever watched us, or have we been unfair? Like, have we ever been unfair to y'all? Mm-hmm. And I want to make this completely clear. And that's what me and CJ have said. We want to make this a place where people got different opinions and they can come talk. This ain't Fight Club.
Nope.
We coming here to have a conversation. Now, if you disagree with us, that's fine. We willing to listen to a point. But at the end of the day, we're not trying to be disrespectful. We don't want y'all to be disrespectful. We're not trying to tell you what to do. Y'all can't tell us what to do. The point is to have the conversation. If you don't agree, that's fine. That's the point of this platform. Because it was 5 or 6 years ago, we didn't have this. Now we got it. So let's make the best of it.
And what y'all gonna have to understand, this is for any woman that come over here. This is, and we're not talking about you, Venus. We're not even. We just talking about. We speaking in general. And Sherelle, I'm gonna say for me, it was Sherelle because the way she was feeling and having shit to say in the chat, bro. I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all, man. We don't kiss ass here. This is a black male's platform. We have conversations with different races, different sexes, creeds, all that. But first and foremost, we are a male platform. So we're going to control the narrative. Feel how you feel. Do with that what you will. Y'all go ahead and get back to it. I just had to let that be known.
Yeah, I was bringing those up as examples as to why Black women may be intimidated by white women. You know what I mean? They know that, like I said, examples like women of other races and white women see all these good Black men. And growing up, we're right in front of their faces. We're with them all the time. But Black women don't see us. You know what I'm saying? But then they get pissed off when they see that same good man with a white woman. When there are 365 days in a year, she might see him 367. Yeah, 367 out of 365. I said it right.
That math ain't math, my boy.
It ain't.
It's just an exaggeration, but you get the point. But she'll see this guy every day, walk right past him every day.
You want me to light your cigarette for you, too?
You better check your tone, girl. Keep your inside voice on.
Better watch your tone, nigga.
No, it's just, my point is she'll see that guy every day. Walk right past him, won't say hi, won't smile, give him no choosing signals at all. But then she sees him with a white woman, she gets pissed. And I think that by and large we've been raising several generations now of lazy people. Like, men don't get up and go speak to a woman anymore. Women damn sure don't send choosing signals. You know. So if you don't send choosing signals, how are we supposed to know you're interested?
Can I add to this before I get off?
Go ahead.
Man, Judge cooking, but here's what I want to say. We had two young podcasters in this. We had Jedi Mike and Cheeky Bantam with it on Book and Dusty.
Shout out to them.
And they share their spin. I was them talking with them about it. Cheeky Bantam said, "I'll be in the library, be in the books, busting my ass, trying to make sure I could get my grade up for my courses. These black chicks were passing by left and right. They ain't pay me no damn mind. Will be the white chick that be looking at me in the classroom. Will be the white chick paying attention when I'm in my studies and I'm looking all cute. Same thing in high school. If you're in the mid school, not only black but other race, the black chick will pass you by. But with the white chick will watch you when you're in the studies here. Oh, you need help with your studies? Oh, let me help you with this XYZ. That will lead to something else. It's barely any black sister come up to a brother but like all that other conversation. If you're not looking fly, I understand what Tommy B is coming from. But in New York City, whereby we see a lot of mixed school with mixed race, it's always been that way. It's always been that way. And I've been trying to ask that question, why is that? Why you have that cultural mindset? It happened in the 90s. And I thought it would fade away, not realize Jedi Mike and Chicky back that it's still happening today. Look at the difference from the 90s to now. You know how many years that is? That's a lot. And you're still repeating the same culture? Something's wrong. So it's not a thing all black people act. No, it does not. But those who are showing potential to be something great, you ignore them. That is true. Yep. I'm not going to say that's not true, but that is true. But there are some nerds who want to go back and compete for those, I hate to say it, hood rat. We leave those behind. But let's be honest though. From people from the South and from the West, what was the normal thing I've been overhearing? Guys trying to get into football, trying to get into college, hoping to get the NFL, guys trying to get into the NBA. But when they use that as the means to get out of the community. Guys trying to get into the military to get themselves out.
Yeah.
It's a common denominator when I hear that and I see that. But when those become very, very successful, everybody talk about it on social media, who are they connected with? Who are they linked up with?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ask where they were first before they got there? I look at LeBron James. He's doing his high school girlfriend since high school. And she stuck by him from thick and thin. She didn't bounce off or jump to the next best thing. I give him credit for that, but you don't see that much often.
Facts.
I forget about the talking point. I look at reality.
Facts.
What is our problem here? What is your mindset? What is your logic? What are you looking at? What you being taught in your household that considered to be priority and not priority? Jedi Mike is a 24. And he told us a few weeks ago, a month ago, he going to a couple of weddings on college. And white people are getting married early. They don't have the 6 figures, not even the 5 figure, but they're getting married early. I live in New York City, and there's a couple of Middle Eastern people who work in my corner store. They're not even 26 yet, 22, 23, 24. They fly back, they get married. A few months later, they come back, need to wipe their hand, they bust my ass. I'm asking myself this question. All the other race and ethnic group are getting married early, but black people here are getting married late.
It's our culture.
Is that?
Yeah. And my thing is, only pushback I give Black David is he says it's the same thing. I'm like, no, it's gotten worse, much worse over time.
Okay, thank you for
like that. You and I remember the 90s. Like you and I remember the 90s. It was way easier, and we had to do more. We didn't have cell phones. Internet wasn't a big thing. You know what I mean? And you had to get up and go talk to somebody. You had to confront people.
Hey, I got something better. God forbid your shoes from Payless.
Right. You know, it's just gotten worse, and we've raised generations of
rocking pro kids.
Right. K-Swiss and all that. British Knights, if y'all remember.
Yeah, I remember them too.
Yeah. But you know, it's gotten,
jeans.
Right. Things have gotten so much worse, and people are comfortable in it because it's convenient for some. And I think the worst thing that happened is that the government realized how profitable it is to market towards women. There's so much money in profit and benefit to be had to market towards women. Women don't realize this because all they see is the benefit, the small little crumbs that they're getting, and they're happy with it. When you could teach your children how to cooperate with the opposite sex, you know what I mean? So you grow up, you get married, you build a life together, and you can build a dynasty. You marry into that other family over there. That family's married into yours. Now the families come together and pull the resources and money together and buy land. You develop that land by building strip malls or neighborhoods on it, or you lease it out to the government when they want to build a road or something stupid like that. You know what I mean? And you grow from there. You know, you send your kids to college, you teach them financial literacy. But all that takes effort, gentlemen. And effort is something that I think we can all agree that black women do not put into relationships. The only effort they put into whatever is finding the worst possible candidate for a relationship and trying to make him be what she wants him to be. That's the only thing they put effort into. The most that in school and their job. That's it. I mean, CJ, you and I have seen Tez don't pay attention to this stuff, and I don't blame him. I envy him. In fact, he's distracted with family. So CJ and I have a closer eye on it. We've seen women pick the absolute worst candidate you could possibly choose, and even after things went tits up, they stay there and wonder what's wrong. Why are things going so? I'm like, hey, listen, why did you leave?
Tez, no, we got female friends. Bro.
I was about to say, I only been married 2 years, man, Drea.
Okay. Congratulations all the same, man. Yeah, I'm talking here on YouTube. This whole thing looks like a soap opera.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like a soap opera. I called Tommy B. I said, Tommy, this whole thing looks like a soap opera. He said, yes, it does. Yes, it's reality TV. It is.
Yep.
But people are actually doing this silly shit. And I do not understand it, man. People do it to themselves. I do not understand it. That's my take on it. They have no choice but to be intimidated by them because that's their competition and they cannot compete with it. You see ladies like Lexi come up here talking that talk. Please. Come on.
I'm going to let Marcus get in here. Go ahead. You can click the link, Marcus, and get your final thoughts. But go ahead and get your final thoughts, CBN.
I'll make it short and sweet. Black women, the majority are intimidated by white women in other ways. It's not because of color, it's based on substance. It's based on upbringing, based on character. If you don't have the same character they have, then they're the problem. Sometimes you gotta do the core self-reflection. I did that growing up because I gotta look at my family dynamic and see what holding me back from going forward. Everybody is not perfect. That is known. What you need to do is to look at yourself and find out what can I do to be better than I was yesterday or from last week or from last month to get to the next level. If I need to study more, I need to work on myself, I need to train my mind, I need to surround myself with people who are not my echo chambers. Those are the things to look at. If you surround with people who are yes men, then you got a problem. I'm gonna keep it straight up.
Facts.
Don't look at a beat down, look at something to learn from to go to the next level. Other than that, that's all I can say.
Appreciate you, man. Jarrell and CBN, man. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Them guys always show love, even when CBN can't come on the panel, you know. And I'll leave the back chat open for a while, you know what I'm saying? But even when they can't come on the panel, man, they always showing so much love and support. So I appreciate y'all guys for that, for real. I was going, let me try to post this link one more time for Marcus. He said the link didn't show up. Hold on. Try that with Marcus. I just dropped it in there. But I think people just don't really understand who we are, man. I'm seeing it more and more.
I mean, me personally, bro, and the reason why I didn't want to do the deep dive into that, I was just gonna give my final thoughts, is because honestly, bro, for me, this one of the things that we try our best to avoid, but it's unavoidable.
Facts.
Because I think what happens is people get in these spaces, and when they go to other places, it's supposed to be argument. It's supposed to be drama. We supposed to fight.
Right.
That's not what the 5100 podcast is. And that's why I ain't in this. That's why I ain't in these YouTube streets like this, because I ain't got time, bro. I got a family. Like, I'm really trying. The shit that they talking about, I'm doing it. So it's like, I ain't got time to be on here going back and forth with folks all day. So it's like, for me, look, I give my final thoughts on the black women. What you got?
Let me get Marcus in real quick, then we'll do our final time.
All right.
Shout out to my boy Marcus, another big supporter, man. What's up, my boy? Hit that.
I didn't appreciate that dead end page you linked.
So we're gonna try this. We're gonna try this again. I don't care about know what you appreciate, nigga. Just come back up here and have a conversation.
I'm gonna go to HR after this.
I got the button now, nigga.
Hey man, let me talk to Taze. Taze the fact, because I can't even handle CJ, man.
No, you can't.
Yeah. Nah, man. I just want to say, on this topic, I know what you guys are talking about because I've seen it before. Whether it was in high school, a little bit of military, college. There's a thing called competition. So when you see that competition of another woman that's acting, the girl could just be a nice girl. She could be outside of the race, whatever. It could just be another black girl that's just nice, civil, feminine, and she could just be. What's that saying? Her head could be in the clouds, or she could be, Miss Daisy or something. Yeah. But then the other chick that sees her, and the other chick is usually more aggressive, more masculine, is mad that the other guy ain't giving her that play, that attention. They're just gonna hate on her, and that's what it comes down to. It just comes down to not wanting to suffer. Play. Look at yourself.
Ways. The feminine girl will get mad if she see you dealing with the more masculine one. It's
that's true. Yep. Yeah, it's competition. Facts. So I think that's what it comes. It's not about race. It's about the competition and the characteristics in it. And that's why I like what you guys covered this topic today. Yeah, people come on the panel that came through because that is something that between I don't know if men do it as much. I don't think men do it as much and take it as serious as opposed to women do. So that's why I wanted to give that perspective because when I was dating a Latina chick and then she saw me dating a chick who was black, or if I was dating a white chick and she saw me dealing with women that were black or Latina, they'll kind of see that and like, oh, she has more body. Oh, she's more pretty in the face. Stuff like that. It's her culture. We get our cultures differently. I can't relate to you all the time. And that's where they kind of stand outside of it. So
Yeah.
That's basically what I want to do. Just come by, swing by, show you guys support while I was in the chat a little bit. So
I appreciate you, Marcus.
Appreciate
man.
that, brother.
Peace out, y'all. Take care, man.
All right, bro.
Appreciate it, bro.
Go ahead, Tej. Go on, get your final thoughts in.
My final thoughts on this, bro. Honestly, I believe that black women are intimidated by white women, but not because of I think they somewhat believe they better internally. And look, this Tay is about to be 100% transparent, and you don't see this on other podcast platforms. A part of me do too, in myself, because the way that I grew up in a household that was always just focused on struggling, and when I was around people that didn't struggle, like people that I grew up watching that was different races from me, I always wondered. I always felt like they was better. And part of me struggle with that now. I know they not.
Right.
But it is an internal thing. And see, that's one of the things that we don't talk about. See, it's so many people that scared to say that because they scared they're going to be looked at as weaker. I don't think I'm weaker than no man, but I understand the psychology behind it.
That so we all go through.
Every black person got, I can't
not
speak
even
for
black,
everybody.
Just everybody.
Right. Because it's a white dude that look at me and be like, I guarantee you his penis is 12 inches. I know it. But see, that's what I'm talking about. We all got these preconceived notions. The only difference is the only problem, yeah, it did, bro.
Wait a
is, bro, with us, not us, me, Ted's the Five. I had to get out of that mentality. I'm man enough to say this on this camera, and people gonna watch this, but I understand that this brother the white man ain't no better than me. Fact. He just he just is in a position that he is the leader. Me and CJ can say that without y'all just bigging up the white man. No, we not. The guy is the first at the pole. He's number one.
That's a fact.
He in the front of the line. Ain't no way around it. And in order for me to be the guy that steps up, I gotta correct it, and I gotta say this man ain't no better than me. And black women, that's what y'all gotta do. You can't look at these women as competition and you ain't willing to match their energy.
Ooh,
if she's nicer, if she more respectful, you can't say, because she white, that's why the black men going, they'll do whatever he say. Well, maybe you should try their strategy. It might work for you. I'm not saying you gotta belittle yourself, because them white women don't belittle themselves. What they do is they get on the program. The reason why I married my wife is because she got on the program. Not because she was so much better than every woman I ever met in my life. But she decided, you know what? I think me and Ted can build together. And she was like, I got it. I'm following you. That's what gets you married. Not all of this ratchet shit that y'all see on Love and Hip Hop. That's entertainment. Don't be entertainment. Be the show.
Mic drop. Before I get my final thoughts, it's not that he's projecting, Venus. We grew up black. We know what's going on, bro. We all, you can say you don't remember, whatever you want to say. We all looked at white people as better when we was kids. This is a fact. Our programming was that. This is a fact. My grandma used to tell me, stop walking with your head down, walk your head out like them white men. Like, bro, I'm telling you, bro, we know this is true. You know what I'm saying?
Come on,
now, are they better? That's up for debate. That's up for debate. I don't think so either, but I'll have that conversation. But what I won't do is act like we wasn't intimidated as kids watching the Brady show, and the one show we had was the Cosby Show, and we fucked it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's we gotta keep it G. I ain't saying that he wasn't saying that means that's why you're intimidated by white women
at all.
He was saying that overall, coming up as black kids, we looked at them as better. Let's not even say intimidation.
Yes.
We looked at them as better. That's how most of us came up. Maybe he was the one person that didn't, but I'm telling you, it's in our psyche because they the number one. They top of the pecking order. It is what it is.
It ain't no way around it, bro. Go ahead, G. I just and like I said, ruled by Venus. You know, it ain't nothing but love over here.
Facts.
But that come on now. I'm sorry. Maybe you didn't grow up the way we did, but
Right.
that's the thing. You might not hear this on the P. You might not hear this on no other show, bro. But we can be transparent. Yes, when I was in elementary and middle school, I thought most of them was better because they had the stuff that I couldn't get access
Facts. And they was Superman. They was like, bro, they was everything that was power in this country.
Bro, when they came to the Halloween party, they had real outfits. Nigga had a sheet. If you wanted to be the scarecrow, you went and got some toe-up jeans, an old flannel shirt.
We made it work. They was the standard.
That's it, bro. That's all I got.
World class. You see that, right? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was shouting out Savannah while she was. I mean, you can't block me over here. You can't drop me down over here, nigga. I say whatever I want. But look, let me go ahead. I'm gonna keep this up while I get my final thoughts though. Because I'm getting motivation from her, right? So look, my final thoughts, man. Are black women intimidated by white women, right? Are black women intimidated by white women? Me personally, I don't think it's intimidation. That's just not my personal point of view. I believe that there is a strong dislike. And I believe that comes from our history in this country. I strongly agree with that because just like what we were saying earlier, you know, we came up and they were the standard. And for women, it's more of a envy. It's more of a, I can't be her. For men, it's like, shit, we trying to beat them. It's in us naturally. I played on the football field with white boys. You know what I'm saying? And it's real. You get called nigga on that field. I'm telling you, it happened all the time. So I was like, I'm gonna beat these motherfuckers. The problem, go ahead.
Bruh, you said that, and the first thing that came to my mind was impose your will on me then. See, that's what that's what sports do. All right,
that's what men do.
Exactly. That's it, bro. You just hit it on the head. They might call you a nigga, bro, but I'll run your ass over with this football in my hand and then talk shit. Now what?
You got to answer for it. You got to answer for it. And that's why it's like when we talk about the things we talk about, because a boy got to be raised up under that. You know, I had uncles that was out there telling me to get my ass up when I got ran over. You know what I'm saying? It's a mentality that men have to have. And to tie all this back into what I'm saying is that there is some whatever you want to call it, there is some underlying issue with black women when it comes to white women. Over here at the 5100 podcast, we don't see them as better. We don't. We just agree with what Jess Purley said and Coach K said, because if you give us that, watch what we'll do.
Come on now.
Perfect. So, on that note, for your guy CJ100,
you got Tez the 5.
We are the 5100 podcast. You dig.
Two G's.